Hi everyone, welcome to Midlife Criticals. This is going to be a D&D stream me and my friends do here. We're going to be telling some stories and having a good time. Let's go through introductions. We'll start with you in the basement.
I don't know what to say. We didn't go over this.
Just tell us who you are.
I'm Victoria.
You did it.
Hi.
Solid work. Up to you in the top right. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm Brandon, and I'm probably going to be comedic relief for this evening.
That'll get us banned from the channel. And then the remaining two share cameras.
I'm Meg, and I'll be taking notes.
I'm Teresa, and I will be rivaling you for the comedic relief.
And drinking wine.
And drinking wine.
Drinking
This is just a stream where some friends play some D&D and hopefully tell a good story. That's all we're going for here. We're not looking to reinvent the wheel or publish materials or do anything. We're just having a good time. The story itself is written by myself. The characters are created by each of these individuals. They spent quite some good time creating these characters. So I'm excited to finally get to see these people, break them out, and have some fun with them. We appreciate all the feedback you have. So if you like the stream, if you like the recording, if you like wherever you're watching it, whether it's on a podcast format, YouTube, or on the stream, just definitely share it with friends. If you get a laugh out of it, we're just trying to tell a story. So spreading a good story around doesn't hurt. All right. We're just going to jump right into it. The story is going to start in the world of Faroon. I know it's a world that everyone's come to know, but this one's a little different. This one's mine. And before anyone here starts getting mad about, oh, that's not how it is, it's because it's mine. There it is. Where we have a few heroes, all on different paths currently. We're about to experience a life-altering event. On the Tribord Trail, heading south, we have two unlikely companions that have met some time ago and have been traveling together ever since. They've been going from town to town, helping those in need. Now, it's time to move on. Head south. The road itself is not a fun one to be on currently. We're dealing with a winter storm that's rolling in. A rather nasty one. One that is going to bring incredible amounts of snow, wind, cold. But hopefully some intrigue. Some fun, some laughs. Please describe your characters to us as you are now walking down the Tribord Trail in the beginning of what is to be a terrible, terrible storm.
So definitely not dressed for the weather. I am about 10 feet tall, very pale, bright red hair that's kind of like braided and pulled back, a fearbold, the gentle bovine nose and the drooped ears, but dressed. There's like leather armor, but underneath it is like silk clothing. It's all very ornate. There's like little jewels in it, little slippers on my feet, but like obviously now trudging through snow, kind of regretting it, have thrown a blanket over myself to try to keep warm and just obviously not acclimatized to be in any kind of snow weather at all.
Perfect. How about you, Mac?
Okay, so my character is probably about like 5 feet, 5'3", somewhere between there. Very pale for a human, dark brown hair, long, kind of like loosely braided back, and then blue-gray eyes, and like very like nice clothes, but not like fancy, just like practical nice. So like long pants, tall leather riding boots, brown, like a brown leather overcoat, nice bag,
Dress for the weather.
big scarf, dress for the weather, looks oddly happy to be in this weather. Like if you put her on a sunny beach, the smile would like make sense. But like trudging through this snow on her trusted pony, just having a great day.
All right. Yeah. Do you have a cart with you?
No, I just ride my pony.
No, we do. We have a cart attached to the
Oh
horse.
no, we do. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
It's
I'm on the pony.
it's a small single wheel, a single axle cart, just for carrying your supplies.
Yeah, it's covered. There's like some gear in there, but nothing.
Yeah. So we join your heroes as they head southbound on the Tribord Trail. The main trail itself is almost vacant. Most people are taking shelter. It's about midday, so the sun this time of the year is just leaning towards, it's already on its way down, as the days are shorter this time of the year. This early winter storm is setting up to be a bad one. People that you've passed on the way down this trail have all mentioned the same thing, that the storm's getting worse the further you go. The weather currently is mostly windy. There is snow in the air, but it hasn't quite picked up yet. Whatever snow is on the ground is scattered in small piles. It hasn't quite gotten the first dumping yet that would stay. So mostly under trees and in shade is where there's still snow. But this storm's about to change that. The wind itself is blowing in your face, and it is not warm. The wind has that cold biting sensation that removes all remnants of that warmth that would normally be in your skin, almost creating that piercing pain that comes from those cold, chilled winds. The trees themselves have already lost most of their, if not all of their leaves by now, except for obviously the pines, which reign mostly dominant in this area. What would you all like to do? Well, you two.
I am definitely like swinging. So I have like a wicker basket that's attached to the rest of my pack, and I'm gonna swing it around my front to get it in the warmth of my blanket. Because inside is a pig with like shiny black cast iron looking skin that's just in the pot. So I'm gonna do my best to pull the blanket closer as I trudge through this awful, god awful weather.
Of course.
As we're trudging, I'm not trudging, letting the pony do that. It's not my forte since I'm shorter, but yeah, just making sure my pony's still warm and making sure my associate here has not collapsed into a pile of dead leaves somewhere along the line. And yeah,
I think I'm also wishing a little bit that I was small enough to be on a pony. I feel like I'm tall enough that I could probably stand and straddle the horse and just kind of walk.
she's definitely taller than me while I'm on the pony.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Like I'm on the pony looking up at her. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is it like so snow covered? You know, like when it snows a lot and you can't really tell on the
It hasn't
highway
quite
what's
gotten to that
oh, it's
point
not
yet.
snowy,
It's the snow is just starting to enter the wind.
Okay.
The storm itself, you can see off on the horizon those gray clouds. And for those who don't know the difference, there's a difference between storm clouds and snow clouds. You can tell when those clouds are carrying a snow dump versus the summer rain. They have a darker, grayer tinge to them, and they almost seem angrier. That's what you're seeing off on the horizon. You have a mountain range just off to your right. That seems to be where they're coming, where a lot of those clouds are southwest coming over those mountain range, and that's where the snow's starting to come down.
In our conversations with the people who've passed, does it seem like this is a storm that's like we can wait out, or is it like it's been going on for some time now?
Now that you say that, you have already tried to find an inn for the day. However, a lot of the inns now that you've now passed 2 of them. And they've all told you the same thing, that they are full up, that you can continue down this trail and try to find another one. It is starting to get concerning, however, because most people are trying to ride out inside buildings. The inns you're going to, people are also paying for space at a table, to sleep at a table, rather than the rooms that are all booked up.
And are we seeing any like any caves? Any kind of like sense of like, you know, if I keep going like 2 clicks that way, I'm gonna find like some kind of.
No, but you have seen
Actual
signs
shelter?
for a town called Eden, and it does say it's not too far up.
Okay.
Eden, I think the last sign that you would have seen would have been 5 miles, and that was
Okay.
quite some time ago. And it's when you round a small corner in this thick forest, it's where you see the signs of life just up ahead, the smoke coming from a few buildings clustered among the trees up ahead, as you slowly come into view of a small town that has a sign just outside that says, "Welcome to Eden, the jewel of the Tribor."
Okay. Do you think that I should maybe look less like me?
Probably.
I should
Yeah.
look less like me.
Mhm.
Then I am gonna cast as we get like closer to like a little bit closer than we are now. My intention is to cast disguise self to make myself look just like still tall but tall human rather than tall me. So
So a 10-foot tall human.
no, I think I can go 2 feet shorter.
Okay.
So just 8 feet. You know, like a normal human.
Like
Yeah.
a globetrotter.
Yeah. Okay. So you're just a really tall human, and your human has the same features as you would have had, the longer hair, but just human features instead of your traditional fur block.
Yeah, less cute, more weird tall person.
Gotcha. Awkward tall person.
Yeah.
So as the spell solidifies, you find yourselves just on the outskirts. You see a small bunch of cabins. The houses here are not fancy, but they're also not shacks either. They look like they're people that are used to surviving both on the land and through trade. So if need be, they outside in their yard, you see small tanning setups. You see small smoking shacks for food. But at the same time, they carry things, decorations, ornaments that wouldn't be from here. So you're dealing with a traveler's town, but probably in the winter months, travel here, just off the main Tribor Trail, probably isn't as frequent.
And are there people around, or are they all like empty streets? Like, is it like
You see a few people shuffling between buildings.
Mhm.
Just beyond, you see a T intersection. Not a T intersection, a crossroads in the middle of the town as you walk up. There's a large building off to your right-hand side. A building that's almost out of place. And when you kind of get in front of it, you see it's to be an inn. There's a beautiful wooden sign outside that has a picture of a rose, and there's golden golden designs around the outside of the sign itself. The name of the bar is called the. Why did I not remember that right away? The name of the inn is called the Rose's Thorn. The inn itself is 2 stories and well crafted. The maintenance on this building is almost impeccable. A lot of the times when you come across these inns on the roads, especially further and out from larger cities, looks and aesthetics aren't as important. But here it seems like whoever the owner of this building is takes incredible pride in it. The windows are not stained; they are clear, very, very good. They are not old or dingy windows. You can see clear in, and you can see it's semi-packed. It's not overly packed. Just around to the far side, you can see a set of stables where people have been parking horses and carriages. You can see a small boy who's tending to a couple of horses currently. There's a front porch to this establishment that's just under an overhang where you can see there's a couple areas for sitting, probably when the weather is more agreeable. That's what you see.
so? Should we do it the normal way? I wait outside.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's I hop down and then I hand her the reins to my pony.
And
And knowing that she can't ride off with my pony, even though she's 8 feet now versus 10 feet.
I'm still 10 feet. You just can't see it. It's still there though.
It's an illusion.
I'll bring the usual. I'll bring the horse closer to the door and just kind of
Post up.
lean awkwardly against the door and just listen and wait.
Just like try and look not like yeah, you got it. It's fine.
And it's not a normal. It's like a weird, like this arm is just kind of here.
Okay, you're
Not-
it's like,
not
it's like that
anything?
scene from Talladega Nights where he's just like doesn't know what to do with his hands.
It's kind of like how do humans stand? I don't know. I saw one time. They were just kind of
Post it up
So I,
awkwardly like this.
yeah.
Okay.
So I straighten out like my jacket and stuff, kind of like Picard style, kind of like fluffed up, pulled down, and walk in, trying to look as happy as possible. Do I see like anyone who looks like they might work reception, or is it like a bar?
So as you walk in, you walk in the front door, and there's about 7 or 8 tables out here, and then beyond that is a bar with probably about 10 of quite a long bar, probably about 20 feet long. It's got multiple stools at it. There's half of them seem to be filled with various patrons. It looks like there's a private room for people that want to have a private table just off to the right. And then off to the left, and off to the right, there is a set of stairs going upstairs. And there is a hearth, quite a large one, like a 10-foot wide hearth that has logs in it, about 6 feet tall, about 6 feet long in it, burning currently. There's a couple of rocking chairs in front of that with a small, looks like an oval skin fur rug made from some animal, brown, bear, moose, deer, who knows. And then there's a door just off to the right of the bar going back to what is probably a kitchen.
Okay.
As you open the door, a little bit of gust of wind pulls in, and you kind of have to like catch the door a little bit before you close it. No one really pays you any mind. You get a couple of glances from some patrons, but no one pays too much attention to you. Behind the bar, there is a woman. She looks maybe mid-40s. She could be younger. She has one of those faces that doesn't seem to age. She's wearing a nice bit of leathers, a leather vest with a fine white shirt underneath. And it looks like you can't really see what she's wearing below the waist because you're looking at her from behind the bar. But she has her hair kind of pulled off into a loose ponytail over her left shoulder, and she's frantically talking and serving drinks to those behind the counter, and she doesn't even notice you.
Okay, I pull out a piece of silver and try and like put it on the bar, kind of like you do when you're at a bar, and try and get her attention. See if I can make eye contact without making a big fuss. Does that seem to?
Hold up a second, dear. I'll be right over there. You see her finish up what she's dealing with a customer. You see a couple of copper come across the table. She grabs them, looks at them, just quickly throws them into a dish under the bar. She comes up. What can I do for you?
Hi, ma'am. My friend and I were traveling, and we're hoping that you might have a room or maybe 2 for the night, as well as somewhere that we can put my pony. Do you happen to have any?
Your pony can go around outside, but unfortunately we are pretty low on room, so if you could do with 1, that would be great. We have a lot of patrons coming in here from trying to get away from this damn storm that's coming in, and I just, it would be doing us a kind favor. I'd only going to charge you the base rate. We're not trying to make money off those in need currently right now.
Oh, much appreciated. All right, what's the cost? And then I start like kind of like rummaging around in my bag.
The base cost for a room here is 5 silver pieces. If you could, depending on how long you're staying here, we've had some issues, but we're going to require everything up front. So if you're planning on staying for 1 or 2 days, we're going to need the money up front. But
Okay.
Other than that, you're free to claim a room here. There's nothing fancy. What we have left here is, all the single rooms are taken with the single beds, but we have 2 rooms left with double beds. Yeah, that's all we have left currently. So if you wouldn't mind taking one of those rooms.
Yeah, honestly, it's better than the outside. Do I know how long the storm is going to last? Like, can I tell based on the cloud?
Like a nature check?
You could try a
Survival
nature check.
Gonna be a well, nature's not terrible. That's a 12.
12. Pretty. You can't tell, but at least a day. Like you've been on the road long enough to kind of get the feel for it. As for how long exactly it could last, this is not going to be one that's going to be done in a day or so.
You guys re-up.
Right. Let's do 3. If we need longer, is that something we can arrange afterwards?
Of course. We'll just we'll after the 3rd day we'll come and ask. We'll remind you to pay up. As for your horses, it's a silver a day to feed and maintain. So I'll take an additional 3 silver off that, and you can just take this here token around to the side, and our stable boy will put those away for you. Is there anything else we can do for you before you get settled? Before I forget, it's just a busy day. She reached on here's your room key.
Oh, perfect, thanks. And is the room number on there?
Yes.
Or does she tell me?
Yeah, you see a room.
Okay.
You see a room number that says 4 on it.
Perfect. Thanks so much. I slide the 18 silver over to her. Pull it out.
She
Slide it
grabs
over.
You hear it clinking underneath into a similar tray underneath that you'd seen her throw the copper into.
And as we've got wee cart. Is there room for that?
Oh, of
round
course,
back?
yes. No. The carts get pulled around the side. The horses go inside the stables. How many horses do you have? Just
one. It's just me.
Don't even worry about it. Yeah, no, they'll fit, no problem. We might have to double up in some horses because we are trying to fit as many in tonight. As I have a feeling we're going to be dealing with some
Right, she can be a wee bit of a bitch. No other mares. Just
fine.
she only likes the lads. Only boys.
Yeah. All right.
We
We'll
bit of
try,
it.
we'll,
She might kick.
we'll,
She
we'll
might,
try to
yeah,
accommodate.
not people.
You tell Billy around the corner there. He'll sort you out.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a break from you to jump over to 2 other individuals that are on the road. Some hours have passed by now. It's later into the evening. Dark is approaching, if not imminent. Where we catch 2 travelers heading north. They've just turned off the main Tribor in search of a town called Eden they'd seen signs for. But the storm is now getting to the point where the wind and the snow is picking up. Visibility is starting to drastically shift as snow accumulates on the road, starting to make traversing it a little more difficult going up the hills as your horse is having issues sometimes with ice and slipping as the traction is starting to slowly leave. Please introduce us to your characters and what you're doing currently. Start with you, big boy.
Well, name and everything?
No,
want me to-
don't have to worry about that. We can do names when we're talking. Just what we see.
Well, you see a devoted member of Lathander rocking half plates, and underneath the plate is a simple man. Nothing out, nothing sticks out on him. Very well kept beard. Shortish hair, shaggy-ish, because I've been on the road a little bit. But all in all, with a few wrinkles and a worn veteran look on my face. There's really not much to see past that.
Awesome. And you?
You see like a normal height, probably like between 5 and 6 feet. Very bright red, poofy hair. And she has like a paler red skin. She's wearing a very nice, very like ornate cloak. It's got gold trim and it's purple. And along the back of it, it looks like constellations. And then she's got kind of like a belt, a golden and purple belt. And her pants, one leg is full, and the other is like booty shorts. And she's wearing like knee-high leather boots and gloves. All of this is purple with gold trim, so it all matches. And she's got a very vibrant pink and purple, like tie-dye-ish bandana around her head. And a bag with all of her stuff in it. Yeah, that's what you see.
All right. The snow itself, the wind is now picked up. The midday wasn't too bad. You were going with the wind, so you didn't feel as much. But now, even with your cloaks on in the back, breaking the wind for you, the cold is starting to seep through the fabric. The wind itself removing any type of heat that you can seem to build up. The snow is about 3 or 4 inches deep now, and it's already starting to come down heavier and heavier with time passing. This is one hell of a winter storm.
All right. Well, I don't think I have anything to help with the cold, and since I'm wearing a giant chunk of steel, I don't think that's helping my case very much. But yeah, I'm going to make it seem like this is just another day at the office. I'm not letting the cold or my weakness, you know, my whininess to show through my stern look as much as I am whining in my head.
All right. You all, both of you, notice that there are no other tracks here on the road. You seem to be the last people that you can see coming up this space. There's definitely, if there were people ahead of you, the snow is since covered. And it's giving you that feeling of complete and utter aloneness as the lights, again, slowly starts to fade. You hear in the distance the wolves howling, but it's barely audible between the blowing winds cutting through the trees. You hear the sounds of wood creaking and that tunneling effect that you get from being on a windy road, that howling that seems to block out almost anything. To have a simple conversation between each other would require shouting almost, as your words are almost lost on the wind. It's not long after that, as hope is starting to slowly fade, that you might have to spend the actual night out here, which is dreadful enough, borderline dangerous. That's when you see the first signs of potential rest and shelter from the storm. You see a small cabin with lights on. You see another cabin on the other side of it. And then as you get approaching, you see a small sign to your right that's half snow covered with just welcome to, and then the bottom half is covered with snow. What would you like to do?
So how far away are we from this town?
Maybe right now you just passed a house on the outskirts, and then you saw the sign, so you can't really see too much further than that, but you're probably on the outskirts of the town by now.
Okay.
The visibility here is starting to get to the point where 30, 40 feet ahead, it starts getting heavily obscured.
Knowing that the wind is too strong to really carry a conversation, I'm just going to glance over at my companion here and give a point and a nod and just like a general stern, manly, veteran look going towards it. Like, we got this. And you know that that's what I'm thinking.
She's gonna look over and give her kind of like
The double thumbs up.
Still not too sure about her companion.
Fair enough. You push onward into the town, and that's when you find a crossroads. You passed a building back in the just about 10 or 15 feet back that said Town Office Eden on it. It's more of it looks like a house rather than than an office building itself. A nicer house, 2 stories, high peaked roof, a small metal gate going around the entire of the building, maybe only about 5 feet tall. Probably more ornamental than actual practical. You see now a set of stables off to your left, and beyond that, a 2-story building, a very nice 2-story building. that you can barely make out a sign that's mostly snow covered by now. It's just swinging back and forth in the wind. But a keen eye such as yours, well-traveled eye such as yours, would know this to be some sort of form of inn or establishment, restaurant.
Folks watching, that's a passive perception of 10.
You're not
our keen eye.
So, what would you want to do now?
Definitely make my way to the shelter. Do I see any churches or any temples of any kind?
Toss me a perception check real quick.
Absolutely.
Church is notoriously small and easy to miss.
Perception, that's an 18.
With an 18, you don't see anything that says outright church, but you can swear you see a steeple maybe down to your right, just a high steeple, but that's it. It gets washed away almost just as quickly as you saw it between snow.
I'm going to see what my companion's doing because I have no money, and if I'm going to get a free room here, I'm cool with that, but if not, I'm going to have to make my way to some temple to squat in because it's a doozy, you know?
I'm gonna walk right in.
I follow right in after.
You walk in and you notice it's getting to that point. It's packed in here. There are a few patrons scattered about, and you see some people are in that the evening meal time is clearly happening as most people have a hot meal in front of them. The fire itself is providing a substantial amount of heat compared to what you just walked into, almost like a heat wave hitting you in the face. It almost becomes uncomfortably hot for a second until you acclimatize. And behind the bar that I had explained earlier, you see that same woman with blonde hair down to her shoulder, wearing a fine leather vest and a white shirt, as she is currently in the middle of what looks like cleaning off a spill somewhere behind the bar.
Did you tell us the name of this place?
You didn't see
Us.
it.
Okay.
It was snow covered by this point.
Okay. I'm gonna walk right up to her.
Yeah.
Is she like paying attention to me? Like, does she
no,
see me?
you can see her kind of cursing in her breath. She's, damn it, so busy here today. Just all fingers. And you can see her trying to clean up a mess. It looks like she spilled maybe a bowl of maybe soup or something behind there, and she's just getting the last of it out.
Take a gold out of my bag.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna set it down on the thing.
The sound of the metal on the wood has her glance up. Oh, I didn't see you come in. What can I do for you, honey? What can I do? And
I'm right there behind her too.
She has not acknowledged you. She is focused on
Like a dad chaperoning their daughter to a dance.
Yeah. That's what I'm going for. Bodyguard.
What can I do for you, honey?
Well, hello there. Do you have any rooms?
Oh, I got one left, dear. I got one. It's the biggest room we have here. It's going to run you about I can cut you a deal, maybe 8 silver a day.
I'm gonna slide the gold over.
That'll get you 1 day. Would you like anything else with that? We require payment up front for our rooms. Is it just the one night you were planning on staying? I don't think this storm's going to let up anytime soon. If you're looking for a bit of a tip.
What kind of room do you have?
Well, it's what we like to call our presidential suite. No, it has features a very spacious bed for two. Kind of glances up at you behind her. It has its own private bathing area. However, we don't have access to a lot of extra water right now, so that's purely ornamental. Sorry, we got some chests with locks on it in there as well. All the rooms have a chest in it with a lock on it. And the door itself is obviously locked for your privacy. It's got a couple of desks in there as well.
She's gonna look back to my companion and look back to you.
Mhm.
Do you have any cots available
Oh,
that we could add to this room?
I could set up. We have a
I'm
couple.
gonna mouth. We're in a little bit of a fight.
I could certainly set up a bedroll for you. I could send one of those up. Yes.
Yes, please, please.
Of course. Here's your room key.
I don't care about the price.
Okay, honey, that's fine. She can, well, let's do a 2-day. How about that? Just another gold piece, if that would be fine. Or if you have silver, it would just be the.
I'll just put another gold down.
Okay, dear. And she's like, and she hands you back 8, 6. She hands you back 4 silver pieces.
You can keep it. You can keep it.
I'll just start running a tab for you. And she see her pull it back, and you see her put it into a almost like a cubby underneath. And she see.
I know that 4 silver is there, so I'm just waiting for the moment to,
Gotcha.
have my donation to Lathander from her
Gotcha.
for the safe travel.
You see her root around for a second in that same cubby hole, and at the back you hear a clink, and she pulls out a key and she hands it to you. It just has a P on it, and that room's up there in the corner. It's actually the one just above here, directly. Not hard to find. If there's anything else you'll need, if you have any horses or travel vehicles, just bring them around outside. It's an additional silver a day to take care of those.
You have the money that I just left, right?
Okay, yeah, we'll just take it out of your tab. Here, take this token. Here, take this token. You can give it to Bailey around the corner. He's gonna, he'll sort you out and put your horses away.
Thank you, dear. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Of course.
She's gonna take the little coin tab thing, and she's gonna give it to the companion, and she's gonna walk to the room.
You see her walk upstairs, and she hands you the key to put your horses away.
As soon as she walks upstairs, I just kind of put it back onto the thing, and I'm gonna just be like, "Can I get some of your strongest mead with the other 2 silver there?"
Okay, that'll cost you 5. I'll just take that off the tab then. And a couple seconds later, she pours you a large mug of mead, drops it on the table, and kind of slides it over to you. You see her write down on a notepad, like a scrap piece of parchment.
Perfect. Oh, I'm gonna abuse that. I'm sorry ahead of time. I definitely take a nice, healthy drink, and I'm gonna sigh and just be like, "The weather can always be shit, but the meat is always the same." Great. And take another healthy portion.
Awesome. Back to
Are
you.
we there when they arrived?
Oh yeah. I was going to go back.
Are we in the bar?
Oh yeah. So I'll pull back to you. You both have been enjoying your meal. You've finished it by now. It was, you would say, surprisingly good. Would be what I would describe it as. The quality and the attention to details. It wasn't just some slop put together. Whoever cooked this put a little bit of care into it. The name this in itself is a mystery almost. It just feels so out of place here against most of the inns out here, but you'll take it when you can get it.
Is it fancy?
No, it's just nice. It's just whoever owns this inn takes pride in the inn. The furniture itself is not in disrepair. I mean, it's worn. It's not like something you would see in the fanciest of inns and restaurants in a city like Neverwinter or Waterdeep. But it's well taken care of. For every bump and bruise, there's almost like a sense of care that it was taken to replace or bring it back up to some standard that whoever owns this inn is keeping a good eye on.
And we've been here more than an hour now.
Oh, you've been here for a few hours now. You've been able to stow all your gear up in the room, come down and have a drink if you want to take one, and obviously have a meal.
Oh yeah, obviously the disguise is now gone. So just went downstairs. Whatever. We've already secured our room, I think, is my understanding. So I'm If they have our money, they can't possibly kick us out now just because I can touch the ceiling with my head.
Yeah, I will say this. You were down there sitting at the table while 2 other visitors came in. You saw them talk for a second with the woman behind the bar, and one of them, immediately a female with red hair, walk upstairs, and the other one is currently just sitting and drinking at the bar, kind of resting up on it, kind of just enjoying the drink quietly to himself. You see him mutter something under his own breath and keep drinking.
Can we see their horses that have been abandoned out front?
Yeah, there's just a cart. Literally, you can see it tied up out front like a normal cart would be. Yeah.
I'm gonna get to it.
I keep eyeing the horses and then eyeing the drinking holy man. And
What
then
a
eyeing
dick.
the horses. Like,
And would they be like obviously I don't think anyone else, I guess my question is anyone else in there look like they're like capable fighters? Like obviously this guy comes in and plate.
Give me a perception check, real quick.
Oh, so good.
I wouldn't even put me on the capable fighter list.
It's a 5.
What is a capable fighter, really? That's
Humans,
almost like
they all look the same.
this is stereotype. You've seen ones that looks tough, but they're you know what I mean. And then you've seen the quiet ones be dangerous. So what is a fighter?
So I think my perception is that farmer in the corner, like he is gonna fuck you up. This guy with plate, I don't know him.
Clearly needs the plate to deal with danger.
Yeah.
I'm always in danger.
I'm always in danger.
it's his mobile skillet. He just moves
Yeah.
it from fire to fire on his chest in order to cook steaks.
Really ornate cook.
Yep.
No, you take a glance around. There's people in here. It's not as busy as you thought it would be, but then again, this is kind of off the main road, so it is a little quieter. Kind of a nothing podunk town.
Do I clock that my companion is annoyed? Like, can I see them making a little
You travel
reflection?
with her well enough to know that she's clearly upset about something as she keeps huffing under her breath.
Then I will stand up, hopefully carefully enough not to smash my own head, and be like, Doc, Doc,
No.
see, I can
sit
go tell
Sit.
him.
down.
I'll sit back down.
You see, Brandon, you do see you hadn't noticed it at first because your passive perception's garbage. You didn't notice it at first, but out of nowhere, as you're just drinking, finishing up your mead, you notice a 10-foot tall furblog stand up, hunch their head over, because the ceiling in here is maybe about 9 feet. And you see her kind of hunch over just a bit to fight the fact that she is huge.
And would have been staring at that point before I sat down directly at you.
I am going to, noticing that, I'm going to give the bar a quick perception check for any notable weaker-like furniture that could be turned into brawl-like, equipment if the situation were to evolve into that direction.
Well, not going to make you. There's stools around you. Like you're leaning up over top of a stool.
I make note of the flimsiest-looking breakable stool within arm's reach.
Can we clock that he's like eyeing up furniture?
He just looks. I don't know how you would.
I know that he knows that I know that he knows.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no.
Tells me we're going to be great friends. I can just feel it.
There's no inception roll in your character sheet, but we could do. You could just give me a perception or insight. You can give me insight.
Oh, I'm good at that.
Will you just let me do these rolls?
It's 14.
You can tell he noticed you. Well, with a 14, he noticed you.
Can I tell?
Yeah.
I would say, yeah. I mean, you could tell that he noticed the giant furblog. Almost everyone noticed the giant furblog stand up and reach the height.
After that, I just continue to like drink my drink, but stare out at the horses and not make eye contact with anyone else in the bar.
All right. I will stand up again.
Yeah.
I just visibly go.
And I will just like, when like I assume when a really tall person is moving through a crowd, they can just kind of like push people's heads out of the way to get past them.
Yeah, you a couple of times people are like, hey, and then they look up at you and they just kind of let it happen as you kind of make your way through the crowd. It's not a very thick crowd, so you've only had to do it to 2 people who were just backing up and standing up out of their chairs, and they hadn't noticed your giant form coming. And you've just kind of directed them out of your way as you swim through the small little crowd here.
All right, so as I see that coming, I'm going to put my drink down, mutter underneath my breath, fuck. And I'm going to stand up out of my stool and kind of turn to address the new newcomer.
Much like Gandalf in a Hobbit house, you see this furbolg standing over top of you, kind of arched over top of you at this point, just kind of looking
I'm about
down.
6 feet.
Yeah.
I'm 2 meters tall.
She's 10.
Yeah.
So you're tall, but you're not used to looking up this drastically at people. Even for a furbolg, she is very tall. There, you notice that there's a Goliath, like at the end of the bar, just sitting there, and she makes the Goliath look short.
So, no,
Yeah.
definitely like not an angry look. If that's hopeful. I mean, I don't know if that makes it less intimidating or not, but it's just like a very like neutral, slightly concerned. Is gonna walk up and kind of like slam a hand, not intentionally, that's just the force used, onto the bar, and just lean in.
It looks incredibly awkward because the bar is at like a 5-foot length, so she's almost half over.
We're like eye to eye now.
It looks like she's stretching.
I fall you down.
It's cold outside, and you left your horses outside, and it's bugging the doctor, and I'm gonna need you to fix that, like now.
I'm going to reach over and I'm going to pick up the token and I'm going to hand it over to you and the furbolg.
Now that because I'm watching this out of the corner of my eye, like staring at the ceiling, but like watching peripherally, because like I don't want really any part of this. Now he's being rude. So I stand up, huff over, glare at you, grab the token from your outstretched hand, and then just glare again, and then walk out to your horses. Because while I want to hit you in the face, a little bit, your horses being cold is more upsetting to me.
Big side.
I'm gonna come down the stairs from our room or wherever the room is, and I'm going to join.
The smell of food, you've managed to put your stuff away and check into the room. The room itself's nice. It's not what you're used to, but I mean, it'll do. It's definitely better than some of the places you've been sleeping, considering sleeping outside was one of them.
I'm just going to join this party.
I've already left.
You're already outside.
And have befriended the horses, and I'm leading them around to the side.
Kind of like that meme, that office meme where Dwight kind of go, "What the fuck?" Out from your left side, you see first of all, you see a furbolg that's 10 feet tall, uncomfortably over. It would be like you trying to put your elbow on a chair. Like that's how bent over she is. She's almost 90 degrees. And you underneath from your side, you see a redheaded woman kind of appear out of nowhere from behind you, obviously.
I'm going to straight up a little bit too fast, kind of smack my head on the top, and then just turn my attention to her and just give her a once over, because it's a lot to take in, but it is also like a familiar thing to take in. Like that amount of weird is kind of normal in my view. And just say, you're like responsible for this guy?
Without even like acknowledging what she said, she's gonna like turn to the bar keep and be like, Can I get a drink?
Seeing this kind of odd combination of individuals at her bar, even though she's working on other tasks, she has been glancing. The Furblog's a little surprised for her because she hasn't seen you until now, and where you come from is everyone's mystery. So she's been glancing the whole time at this awkward thing, and she kind of looks through, and you kind of catch her mid-glance, and you make eye contact. Yeah, of course. Let me... what would you like? And she's here.
You have that 2 silver back there, right?
Well, your partner's drank a little bit of it so far. What can I get you?
I'll take what he's having, please.
Oh, okay. And you see
after he's finished, he's cut off.
I'm just going to lean over and just be like, "You're gonna want something different," and I'm just gonna lean, quietly say that,
She kind of looks at you, tell her, he had a mead. Are you okay with the mead, dear?
She's gonna try and be one of the bros and be like, yeah, that's fine, that's fine.
Okay. And she disappears for a second underneath the counter. You hear her pop a tap for a second. You can hear a heavy liquid pouring into a mug, and she lifts up a wooden mug, kind of hands you it. Gosh, I'll take it off your tab, dear. You're now down to 3 silver. They are 5 silver, 5 copper a piece.
Like I said, he's cut off now.
Of course. From the tab or just in general? Should I be worried?
From the tab. Okay. If he wants something, he can ask me for it.
Okay, perfect. And you see her kind of jot down on some notes and kind of quickly get back to what she was doing, which was cleaning up some stuff that's been put on the bar from patrons dropping off dishes and stuff from their meals.
I'm going to take a drink of my drink, and I'm going to obviously noticeably not enjoy it, but she's going to try and play off that it's the most delicious thing she's ever eaten because she doesn't want her pride to be hurt.
Fair enough.
I'm going to just
give me a deception check. Give me a deception check. Let's see how good you are able to portray this love for a drink that you have absolutely, utterly disgust for.
Natural 20.
Natural 20?
To everyone
24. So for 24, you see her just the Furblog there and the knight, the unusual knight. You both see her just hammer back a massive gulp of this mead and just kind of and then it looks so convincing. So none of you, for all of your points, she is enjoying this drink, which is
respect.
Real
it's
recognition.
I'm gonna look at him. I'm gonna say, don't ever tell me what I'll like or what I won't like. You don't know me like that.
Can I walk back in at this point?
Mm-hmm. By this time, you brought the token that you already know the process. You took the token, you unlatched the horses, you brought them around to Billy and handed him the token. He took them and you walked back in. You were gone for maybe 30 seconds.
So I walk back in as she's telling him off, and look at her, and then look at him. Go, right, at least she's got some fucking brains, and then just walk away back to the corner to continue drinking.
So you are responsible, for him?
Responsible is a strong word. Lathander is mostly responsible for me.
Is that you? You're Lathander?
If I'm traveling with him
on my drink, as she says.
Am I responsible for him? No.
But you're Lathander, or he's Lathander?
I choked on my drink the first time she asked if he was Lathander.
When you don't know who Lathander is, you're going to see a moment of joy cross my face as I kind of grab out a small book and I start flipping through the book. Lathander, where to start? And I'm just going to start pulling out paraphrases from Lathander and Proverbs of new beginnings and strong days ahead, and to always give a second chance, all the Lathander way.
I'm gonna look directly at her and be like, you did all of that? From that he wrote that about you?
Yes, he did.
Not quite.
So
Look-
she's Lathander and you are.
Well, I'm Cassian Holt, Paladin of Lathander. And no, she is not Lathander. Lathander is mighty and all around us. I mean, yes, there's a little piece of Lathander in each and every one of us, but
I audibly laugh at that. And then try and stifle it because realizing that was probably a step too far. But am behind her when I do it, so it's not likely that he's gonna go around her.
So not Lathander. Okay. Okay.
would you like to know more about Lathander? I have all night.
I don't think she does.
Right. No, she doesn't. She's not looking for a god. You can
The doctor says I'm not looking for what?
a god.
A god. That's the thing I'm not looking
Would
for.
your boss want you to have a god?
Nope.
And then takes a flask out of her jacket and takes a shot of that and then puts it back.
So now that you're speaking, I'm going to kind of like lean over the shoulder of the furbolg, and I'm going to see
You mean
you.
around her,
and-
not over?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like
And it's not
around.
the shoulder, it's her waist.
You've blown
Yeah. And as I poke over, and as your friend might not want a god, the god acts in each and every one of us, whether we like it or not.
I can assure you, lad, your god has nothing to do with me.
I'm just, as I said, I'm just going to recoil back in again, staying face to face with the furbolg's level.
You're sure you're not looking up at her? Because she's standing up now.
Oh,
You're
did
just
you?
looking at like her belly button.
Yeah, no, I'm I stood up when
Oh no, 6 feet. You're looking at like
when she came.
chest level.
Yeah, so I thought you were still eye level. So yeah, then I would be like looking back up and then, coming back in. Not breaking really eye contact except for the brief moment I looked at your companion.
Still covered in snow from having brought in your horses. So still
It's just
annoyed.
slowly melting.
Yeah. I haven't made any effort to brush it off.
Yeah.
I'm just allowing the melt to happen.
Can anybody really own a wild beast such as a horse? They're really just everybody's.
Right, but when you tied him to a post, you shouldn't leave him out there to freeze.
It's I'm just gonna, gesture.
To
You
commit
left our
animal.
horses to freeze?
Yeah, he did.
Our horses,
You're-
again, is a very strong definition here.
To a hitch. Well, he was in here getting drunk. Useless shit.
You can't do that right.
I just do as, what you did. You passed it off, I passed it off.
You didn't pass
Not
it
my
off.
horse.
Your horses are fine now. They're in
Well,
the
thank you,
stable.
dear.
Her horse is fine.
Yeah, I didn't say it was yours. Pretty sure she's paying your tab. Don't think you can afford them.
Damn right. you can't.
All my money goes to Lathander and people in need.
Oh, he's got a boss too.
I don't know. This is God. It's different. I'll explain later.
Okay.
Sorry, dear. What's your name? And I point to you, Vic.
Like reach my hand out. Well, I can like reach my hand out, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
In the dynamic of
Yeah,
where we
yeah,
are.
I know. You reach across. She is you have the bar right up close to the bar is the furblog, and then opposite to the furblog is Mr. Holt there. You're to the left, and just behind her would be where she is. So you would more turn to your right and kind of put your hand out.
Okay, I'll put my hand out. And I'm Esme.
So I stand up and then I come around the other side of Megan, and then I go, "Hi, right? I'm Neve," and then shake her hand, and then sit down so that she can actually see me without looking around.
Gonna put my hand over top of their hands as they shake.
I'm gonna make a face of like, yeah, that happened, but like I'm not surprised, and I just kind of like give you like a knowing look.
I'll just.
Yeah.
And what's your name?
No, I'm Neve. I'm Neve. This She doesn't
No, your
have a
your
she,
friend.
she doesn't have a name. It's a long story. I call her Willow because she's tall, like a willow tree, and she's got long ears. It's the closest I've come.
Okay.
She seems to respond to it. All right.
Like a dog.
I've asked her if she wants something different, but she doesn't seem to care. She just asked what I want to call her. So, right, there we have it, Willow. Yeah.
Well,
We
it's
would-
nice to meet you both.
You as well. What's Jesus boy's name here?
It's Cassian Holt.
Cassian Holt, right?
Lathander.
Lathander.
I was like, kind of like,
Lathander. And why does your god not want you to have money?
it's not that he doesn't want me to have money. It's just that whenever I see somebody in more need of it,
He
I
likes
give it to
spend
them.
mine instead.
But you seem to need mead, like liquor. So does your god not want you to have money so you can have liquor?
No, I mean, he would probably like it, absolutely. But my last money went to saving somebody and their life's work. So, yeah, like I just do my best, and if I happen to have a taste for the mead, then I take the opportunity, as I am
Cut
but
off.
just a simple man of God.
I'm gonna cut him off, and I'm gonna say, you didn't save him. You put him in danger first.
I saved his. I'm gonna turn around and be like, we went through this. I saved his life. They were going to kill him anyways. I put him in a backpack to save his life.
Did he consent to being put in the backpack?
He
I'm
wouldn't have
gonna go
consented to
no.
die. I know that.
I mean, that's
Gino
One
was
sec.
not happy when I opened that backpack, okay?
He was more confused, and I meant to hit him a little harder to make him sleep a little longer in the bag, but
why.
you bursted in and ruined everything.
Why? What was his life's work that you supposedly
Oh,
saved?
I'm gonna turn. He's a leather worker. He made some bad deals with some bookies. I got mixed in with the whole process, and I was going to save him and make it seem like I killed him to save him. No, I'm a
No.
paladin of Lathander. I was.
Well, you need two things.
Sometimes things are two things.
Sometimes, in this case, I was a follower of Lathander trying to save this
And Lathander
this
told you to put the
this
wee man.
halfling or half man.
Lathander told you to put the wee man in a bag after you've knocked him out.
No, he screamed and I panicked. So I just kind of gave him one of these and got him in the bag as fast as I could, to sell the whole thing. I was there were people there that were there to kill him. Like I said, I just went in first because I got that convincing story to the boss. It was a long thing, but I was there to save the person, and I
I'm
did
just
not
leaning on
harm
the
him.
bar, like doing one of these, like watching him dig a bigger hole for himself.
So what is it you do, Lass?
Me,
He pays for things.
Yeah, no, I
clearly.
got that.
She funds
I
the
mean-
god's work.
I
Are you a follower of Lathander?
absolutely not.
I'm gonna start gesturing yes to it.
I'm gonna. Is he like in my area? Like, can I reach him?
He would be, immediately to your left.
Okay, I'm gonna give him one of these.
You got to give him an elbow.
I take it.
Can I do a perception check to see if that elbow was like meant to shut him up because she doesn't want me to know that she's a follower of Lathander, or if
You
she
can do an insight check to see if she said that she's not a follower of Lathander for sure.
Okay.
And Vic, you can do either a persuasion or deception check.
That is a 16.
That's a 22.
All right. You believe whatever she wants you to believe.
So you with the elbow and the kind of the attitude, it's pretty obvious she's not a a follower of
Okay.
Lathander.
Okay. Sorry. What is it you do? Carry on.
I am an artist.
Well, the
You
arts are
probably you probably haven't seen many of my works yet. I'm still, I'm pretty new, but I like to think that I'm pretty good.
What's your art form? Like painting or?
I'm gonna like pull a book out of my bag and I'm gonna like show her and like flip through some stuff. And,
I'm
like,
gonna
show
get
her.
into a battle ready position. Not like an obvious like I'm gonna swing, but like kind of like straighten up because the last time she pulled out a book, a bunch of fucking crazy shit happened. So I'm gonna like
you will see him take a kind of a ready stance when she pulls out the book.
As he does that, I kind of just look at him and then look back at Willow, because like I know that I'm not gonna have to fight right away. It won't be me that like Donkey Kong punches him. But then I direct my attention back to the book when nothing comes of that right away.
Explain what's in your art book.
A bunch of like pictures that I've drawn, like artwork, like paintings and like stuff that I've done. Nothing like scary or like that you would think is anything bad. Just like drawings that I've done.
There's one particular picture of ladybugs.
I worked really hard on that.
That's the one that's the one that terrifies me the most.
Is it good art, or is it like when someone like a little kid is like, "Oh, my macaroni picture," and you're like, "That's for sure a picture.
No,
you got it."
This artwork from her, explain to them how good it would be.
It depends. You can tell the difference. There's stuff that you can tell I've worked like a long time on, and then there's stuff that you can tell has been drawn in a hurry. But the stuff that's drawn in a hurry still isn't like shitty. Like it's good. It's just not as good as some other stuff that I've drawn. Because I draw to draw, and then I draw for other things.
Okay. So I look at it and like smile and nod and go, "Oh yeah, no, that's quite pretty. If I had a house, I'd put that up."
Would you letter to my parents? Would you tell them that?
They're not gonna know who I am though. Is my
That's
name?
okay. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Doctor.
I am, but not a well-known one.
When we go to town and you say I'm a doctor, everyone is very impressed.
Right. They don't know the point. And if her parents, I mean, forgive me for judging, but you look like you're well off. So your parents are probably noble or close to it. My name doesn't mean absolutely nothing.
That's why you put doctor on
And
it.
that doesn't help when they're noble. They don't care about education. They care about money. Sorry, no offense, man.
So do we put a
Oh, they very much care about education.
I'm just gonna point at her and just be like,
Right. Well, I mean, yeah, sure. Sure, if you want me to write a letter, yeah, I'm a little tipsy right
love
now.
that.
I don't think you want it right now, but find me in the morning. We're in room 4. Yeah.
That would be fantastic.
I'm gonna finish off my ale and I'm gonna look at her ale and see how well she's been doing on it.
As he looks at do I notice him look at it?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. It's not hard to see at glance.
I slowly reach up and just drag it closer to her. Well, not he's being creepy. No.
My mind went a different way. Okay.
My mind went the same way.
No, that's not where my head was at. I was doing no, you're not stealing that. Kind of like a plate of French fries away from like a dog. No.
I was seeing how much she enjoyed after she said how much she loved it.
I think she told you how much she loved it.
Yeah, no, that's what I was looking for.
Pairing friends.
It's around that time you hear, you hear it first, is the sounds of a lute being played. More warmed up, you can see it going through you hear it going through a couple of chords first. And then a full little riff, and then you hear and then you hear a beautiful voice start singing a song. The voice, however, is coming from a woman. As you turn around, you see a couple of figures up on a small stage that's just by the staircase, maybe a foot platform, and you see just two people sitting there standing, and they're singing a couple of tunes. The male character has this long kind of curly blonde hair, blue coat with these nice silver buttons, clearly a performer. The lute itself is of dark wood with some silver designs and spirals, almost looking like waves on it. And you can see him put the lute around on a strap after he's tuned his guitar and gotten it ready, and you hear her going through vocal exercises. You see him take his hair, tie it into a messy bun on top, and then start continuing to play a song. The woman standing next to him is she is a tall woman with porcelain white skin, fire red hair that's in an absolute mess of curls. She is wearing a tight-fitting upper dress that's white, and then kind of goes to a nice brownish tan at the bottom with a heavier wool dress or skirt on, a white. And she's singing her songs, and she starts singing the tales of a beautiful woman falling in love, and the person playing the instrument is just playing this lovely, upbeat, positive tune as the sounds kind of echo and fill up the chamber, and you can see people starting to dance along. Not dance along, kind of nod their heads and peer over and enjoy the music that's starting to fill the inn.
Just kind of like I glance at them quickly and just return to drinking.
By that awful drink. And I'm gonna like motion for the bar lady to come over.
You see her 1 second as she finishes serving a drink to another, and she comes around, and you can tell now that she's almost got a little bit of hop in her step. She's like, "What can I do for you, honey?"
As lovely as that drink was, I would like to try something new.
Of course,
please.
It's a heavier sitting drink. I find myself after one, it's a one and done rule with me with those. What can I get you?
What do you have that's lighter?
Oh, we have a house drink. It's made with rose petal water that that I produce myself here, if you don't mind me asking. It's got a sweet taste to it, and then we use a liqueur from a local region here. It's quite nice.
Those, please.
One of those? Okay, absolutely. She grows under. That one's 3 copper pieces.
I'll order one for my 2 new friends as well, not my partner.
Okay, hold on 1 second. She's right down the street. That is 2 for 6 copper off of your. Sorry, silver, dear. Oh, I'm so flustered and busy today. Everyone's trying to get a day out of the storm. I've had to turn away 2 so far. There's people offering to sleep on the floors in here. Heavens to mercy. I haven't cleaned these in a few weeks. I wouldn't even begin to describe to you what could be growing down there. I would never subject someone to that. I have had to send them out to the stables to sleep with the horses. She does the math here real quick.
Where did you turn these people away? Like, where did they end up wandering to?
They're sleeping with the horses, dear.
Oh, okay, good. They didn't wander out into the storm.
Oh heavens, no! We if I had to, I'd put them on the floor. But I trust the stables better than I trust these floors right now. I've had all manners of patronage in the last few days.
The stable boy would have told them that my pony is just a wee bit of a cranky. She'll bite.
I'm sure Billy almost Billy lives out back. I have a small a place where he lives out back. He's an orphan, you see. His family left. He was left here long ago. His family just up and left him, and we woke up in the morning. They were gone, and I honestly, we've had him ever since. He's been just absolutely lovely.
I'm gonna say parents. Am I right?
Oh, quite.
I smile at you, not sure what to say, and just go, "Thank you so much for the drinks. It's quite kind," and then just start drinking.
Yeah, no, you can imagine the stories I have here working on the roads. We get all manners of travelers coming here. Being a crossroads, we get quite people going all directions, but they're not always nice.
Are the individuals that are sleeping with the horses nice?
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Billy has a fondness for animals, and he would not let anything dare happen. He takes a
Seems like
personal
the
charge.
not nice ones are in here. And she gives him like a glare.
I was just going to mention the fact that since the room that you acquired is so large, I'm sure we could squeeze a few people in to the room to get them out of the cold. Surely, I'm going to look right at you. You have a generous heart. You would be open for such an idea to save people from this blizzard.
I just turn and start like mumbling to Willow about how great this drink is, just not wanting to get involved.
And I'm gonna do like, you know how like when a wife and a husband, they like, the husband is stupid and the wife's trying to be like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm gonna have like that kind of banter with him and be like, what are you doing? I barely know you and I don't want to live and sleep with strangers. You're a stranger and I'm stuck with you.
We're not strangers. Stop calling us strangers. We know each other. And at this, everyone is not a stranger. Under other land, there's grace. All are together in this.
I need rolls her eyes at that statement.
I'm gonna pour my drink into your drink so you can have mine as well. Because you seem like you're having a real tough night.
She's gonna chug it.
Getting close.
If I'm
Definitely
sleeping
takes another, the
if I'm-
flask in the jacket takes another swig.
What does the barkeep say to what I say?
You see her. She's just kind of not even saying anything. She's almost like frozen, and you know, someone's like you catch them mid conversation, and they're just like she has like a cleaning rag in one hand, and she has a bunch of cutlery in the other, and she's just kind of watching this go back and forth.
I lean over to the poor barmaid and go, "You look rather busy, dear. Why don't you come back once we've sorted all this out? You can. It's okay.
Okay. Thank you, dear.
Just go.
Okay.
Just-
Just wave, and then you see her kind of scurry back. You see her dip back into the kitchen, bringing up, kind of scooping up under her underarm, like a stack of plates, very trained, balancing them perfectly. Someone who's been doing this their whole life. As you scurry into the kitchen.
I just
I
look.
might as well sleep with our friends, our new friends. I might as well go room with them.
I don't sleep in a bed, so you can have mine.
There's only one bed. You can. It's
Fine.
fine.
I thought you had a double bed. You had one of the double
No,
bedrooms.
a double wide bed is like a queen.
Oh, double.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you can if you don't want to sleep with strangers. I get that.
These people more than I trust you.
Secret
I will-
moment of horror.
I will use the room that you paid for Lathander's work. I will go inform the people outside in the stable that they can bring it inside.
Go,
You've done a great thing today. Lathander will shine upon you tomorrow. I know it.
Go get your stuff out of your room before the strangers in the stable run off with it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to my room and I'm gonna gather my stuff and I'm gonna move it to room 4 instead of
As
the
you're-
presidential room.
All right. As you kind of do that, you kind of disperse for a minute while you're doing this. As you're kind of putting your stuff into the new room with your new friends, you see Cassian bringing up a small family with 3 children into the room, and then behind it a couple of older fellas, as he has taken and effectively cleared out the stables.
How many people is it, Travis? You said it was only a few. God damn it.
That sounded like at least 5.
5, 6,
Family of 3?
7 people.
Oh no, it's a family. of 3.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah, 7 people total carrying bedrolls and whatnot upstairs.
I'm going to be handing them days rations as they get into the room, too. You know, like, here you go.
Yeah. Mark that
Get
off your
this
sheet.
in ya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I purposefully avoid eye contact with the family and the children. Children are just
Yeah.
kids. I'll treat them, but I don't want to touch them.
Gotcha.
Like, chuckle to myself now that he's stuck with these 7 people, including 3 children. I hope they cry all night.
If I fill the room to max capacity, then I will take the stable position. I will
As you
sleep with
should.
the horses.
Poppy's a little
Okay.
cuddly. If you wanna give her a hug, she won't bite.
But I don't know how many people I can gather into that room or how many people will fit. But I will cram it full if I can.
No, that was all that was in the stables. By this time, the night has gotten pretty late. It's getting to that after meal, the 8-9 o'clock time frame. People that have sought shelter have found shelter, and if they're out on the road, they're probably hunkered down by this time. You would probably think.
I'm
Can I
satisfied.
meander towards this band?
The band, yeah, absolutely. You kind of hunt your way around a couple of wooden chandeliers that hold candles, and you kind of get around them. So you're
Is it
just
good
like
music?
up. Are you just like up front, like just hunched over?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're awkwardly
Probably
standing.
weirdly close.
Yeah, that's what I was picturing. We're awkwardly close to the small little stage that they have, as you kind of just sit there and stare down at both the and occasionally the singer looks up at you, smiles, gives you a wink, and keeps going back down. He's working the room. He steps off the stage occasionally and dances around a few of the tables. The woman herself is doing the same thing. She's singing songs. She's running her fingers along the tables and flowing beautifully. She seems to be able to dance to almost any cadence he seems to put out. And she flirts with the crowd quite a bit, and so does he.
As he comes near our table, I look just like visibly uncomfortable with people like flirtatiously running their fingers along tables, just like.
And I feel like if he did it a second time, there would be like a very stern like snap being like, no.
No, they know the crowd. They see your face. They're like, okay, this person's not going to tip me, so I'm not going to pay attention to them. And they kind of work off to the side. But the crowd itself seems to quite enjoy this music. The kind of oasis that you found here, you can tell those people that have found rooms like yourselves are even more like they almost have this aura of just absolute relaxation, because probably like yourselves, you were starting to get nervous on the road. So there was this nervous tension that every one of these patrons had seeking shelter, and now it's all released. So everyone's looking even more relaxed than they would normally look. They're drinking more. Everyone's having an absolute ball here. The drinks just keep coming. No stop as you see tables starting to rack up multiple mugs. The music getting louder. The music, people joining in with the songs. People tapping the tables. It's for all intents and purposes a full-on party in here. Is there anyone doing anything specific while this kind of lively atmosphere starts building in this tavern? There are a few people playing cards off to the side. You see some people rolling dice as well.
Is there like a tip jar hat for these like musicians?
Yeah, on the stage itself, as the case that the loot was in has just opened up, and there are people tossing in coins now and then.
I'm gonna throw in one gold coin.
He sees you
Are
toss
there-
the gold coin in, the glint being not missed by this individual. You see him bow to you and then start telling a story of a tall woman. And he kind of starts taking over the lyrics from this individual. It kind of gives her a nod. She kind of goes and sits back down at the crowd at a table with individuals that she seems to know. And he starts singing you a song, and he starts dancing around you, singing the song of a tall woman with endless eyes and a wanderlust. And he starts telling a story of essentially you while dancing around you.
Not making the connection. I'm like, oh, that's a good song. I wonder who it's about. Like, these have like really cool stories sometimes.
And after he's done, you see him come to a conclusion, and he turns around and he bows. Thank you very much. I just want to say, you all are a beautiful crowd. And I just have to say that I would never, ever find a more beautiful diamond in the rough. And he kind of just goes off on on like a very opulent bow, out like over the top. Now, I just appreciate every one of you supporting me on my journey. And I have to say, that woman over there that's been doing the vocals, a local, I hear, of Eden herself. What a pleasure. What an absolute pleasure. A set of vocals, a voice, angels I haven't heard in many months out here traveling out on the roads. I'm going to take but a wee break to have myself a small drink provided to you by your generous donations, and I will be back at it with some more lively music. And you see him bow once again, put his loot back in, take some coins out of the thing, put them in his pocket, look at the gold, look at you, kind of give you a smile and a thumb up, and kind of walk on over to the bar.
Don't feel like I got my money's worth.
I have since returned from moving all of my stuff. And I'm going to go over to the bartender and I'm going to ask for a bowl of peanuts.
Oh, we don't. Hold on, we have some nibblies here, and she kind of goes under the bar for a second. She's moving her hands around, and she's, oh yes, of course. And you see a mixed set of nuts, and none of them. There may be some peanuts in there, but there's some local nuts in there.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. You do, however, get a tap on your shoulder, and you turn around. You see the blonde man that was performing. And again, in his nice, you could tell he's a performer. He's dressed up. He looks like he takes care and pride in his work. I just have to say that you are you stand out here, dear. What brings a girl like you to a backwater bar like this? No offense, everyone. This is a fantastic bar.
I'm trying to find my way.
Trying to find your way. Doesn't that just sound like the start of a beautiful song? You look like a muse, if you don't mind me saying.
Be honored if you sang me a song.
I have to say on my next set, I will specifically be singing a song for you. My name, where are my manners? My name is Leroy Wilcock. The great Leroy Wilcock.
What's the last name?
Wilcock. W-I-L-G-O-C.
I'm gonna walk up behind him and not say anything, but just stand there.
And you are just... As you walk up and stand there, he just immediately stops talking for a second. And you are just a curiosity. Where in the heavens did you come from?
Well, we came from that way up the road. So that way. I came from that way.
Simple and to the point. I love when people are simple to the point. Do you not understand how much people lie to me and they blow smoke up my rear? Oh, it happens almost on the daily, dear. I love quick and to the point, and that is what I'm getting from you. I just have to say, I don't really come across many footballs here on my travels, and every time I do, they are just the nicest people. I just have to say, I've never met a mean soul with those ears. I have never. And he slaps the desk when he says it.
I'm gonna.
Oh, I was gonna say, while this is happening, I'm gonna take the bowl of nuts and I'm going to pour them into my bag, but I'm gonna keep like 2 or 3 of them in my hand.
Are you trying to do this secretly or just openly? You don't care.
I'm not like trying to make it a secret, but I'm also not like bringing attention to myself. I'm just kind of like doing it.
Okay. Yeah, I got you. Okay.
It's always the rich people that steal.
Right?
I'm gonna pay for it.
When the singer like hits the desk, I'm gonna like notice that he's like hit the desk and like maybe not correctly read the situation and just kind of go like stand up, walk over and sit next to them at the bar, but like still not making eye contact, not really
Oh,
involved with it.
you're okay. You're standing up. Okay, cool. I just have to say, what brings individuals such as yourself out on these cold roads this time of the year? It's normally me and those trading types that deal with this kind of misery. I have to say.
I'm just trying to help the doctor get home.
Who's the doctor?
If she wants you to know, you'll know. I've been told that I should not introduce her without asking first. Because sometimes
A good friend always asks for permission. You never want to outwear your welcome with your friends, as they are the best thing you can have into yourself. More valuable than money, some would seem, you know? I always hear that possessions are temporary, but friends are forever, and that's what I've always been told. My mama always told me that. What? Now he turns back to you, Esme. You look like you don't come from around these parts. Where do you hail from, dear?
Well,
While she's looking at that, would it be safe to say that I've settled in the family in the room?
By this time, yeah. By this time, you're up in the room. The kids are jumping in the bed. Yay! Yay! This place doesn't smell like poop.
I'm going to say, do you guys want to say the thank you to the person who gave you this room right now?
They kind of look at you. Oh, but you're the one who gave us the room. You're the one. And then the parents are like, oh no, you've already done enough. We couldn't quite. We're just going to settle down here for the night. You want the bed, right?
Me? No, you can have the room.
But what about you? Where are you sleeping?
I'll go where the horses lay. Man of my stature, well disciplined, can handle that cold weather no problem.
You are a saint, and Mistra thanks you. We were praying to her the whole way.
Mistra is definitely a god, but may I suggest Lathander? And a few moments of going into Lathander, I'm going to make my way downstairs.
Yeah, fair enough. So it's around this time you start seeing the individual that you had seen earlier traveling with Esme. He doesn't see them, but he cuts back to the conversation. So where did you say you were from, dear?
Waterdeep.
Waterdeep. What an absolute gem. It was there months ago, playing at a few of those inns there. And let me tell you, you people do not skip on the tips. I almost didn't want to leave. But alas, I only stay in a few places, seldomly that long. A week or two and then I'm out. But I was there for a whole month, and let me tell you, I played about every bar you could play. Some a little bit worse than others. But I hear that it's one of those places you eventually settle down in. You know? Spread some roots. I'm not quite there yet. I'm still a wild man at heart, as you see.
I could agree with you on that one.
I immediately snap at the bartender to get more liquor.
She comes coming. You see her
while listening to this conversation.
You catch her in between a few of them, and she's.
I just point and then slide money.
Yeah. All right. So that'll be another 2 silver.
Yeah.
All right. And she grabs your drink. Okay, dear. And then she's like, keeping the drinks going. And you see her taking out her jug of rose water and making the same cocktail that she'd been making you all night, and tossing it over across the thing, taking your money, dropping it in the tray, and quickly running off to another patron. I have to say, why don't we all get a table and have some fun? I have a table over there reserved for myself. How about you bring your friends and we have some conversation? I am in the need for some great conversation. I have been cooped up here for days. I didn't want to leave due to the weather. I'm glad I made that bet. I wouldn't have made it much farther. I may be a dancer, but I'm not a walker. But how about we all have some conversation?
I'm gonna look to Maeve and kind of give a should we not type of look.
Do you respond at all?
Yeah, I could sit.
When she says that, I kind of you kind of just see me go and then pick up my drink and go.
Sure.
All right. What we'll do here too is we'll take a break because we're about halfway through. So I'll
Okay.
I'll edit this out. Yeah, I got it. All right. Starting to record. We are recording. Let me double check and make sure. Oh, that's properties. Four gigs for one of them, and 4 gigs for the other one. So 8 gigs so far.
What do you have two stream? What are you recording two for?
It cuts into chunks, so it's not one giant clip. In case I lose something, I don't lose the whole clip. Don't worry about it.
Bruce would like to be part of the stream.
Bruce is here.
Fruity.
All right, so we'll get back into it. He goes and collects his things, and he ushers you over to a small table just at the base of the stairs, one of the ones further to the back. He sits you all down, and he waits for you all to get seated as he puts his stuff away, closes his bags up. He shakes a couple of hands on his way over, too. You see people kind of giving him, you see slipping him a couple extra coins. Oh, I appreciate everything. You know what? My fans are why I do this. It really is the reason I get out here. Music's meant to be shared. And you see him saying the stuff as he goes through the crowd. And you come over and sit down. He's like, I just have to say that this has the warmest crowd I have seen in a minute. And that's not the performer into me. That's not the performer in me making stuff up, you know. You've been a blast, Neverwinter. The greatest town. I'm not making stuff up. This is genuinely a humble town. Very, very, very nice set of people here. Welcoming, you do say.
Can I do an insight check to see if this guy is just like that politician fake? You know, like when they're like pretending that everything's great?
Sure. Give me insight.
So that one. He's great. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it.
You'd hire him to watch your kids.
I just might. He kind of looks around. He sees you staring at me. I haven't seen a fur blog since I've been in the big cities. What brings you out to seriously, what brings you two out here to the sticks?
Who is he pointing at?
Both you and, because he's kind of gotten to the point that she's always beside you.
We're just traveling between places.
What do you do, if you don't mind me asking? What would bring two sophisticated individuals such as yourselves out here?
I'm a doctor.
Doctor.
A healer, a doctor. What is that but the most noblest of causes? I do say so. One of the most noble causes. Wow.
Thank you.
That would a traveling doctor and a furblog companion. That's a sort of a short story if I ever did hear one. If you did, a short comedy series, if you will.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Yep.
I hear it right now. The theaters would have it be packed out seats. The comedy of the century at the theaters, they'd probably say.
I imagine it's more boring than you think. I mean, it's a lot more work than you might expect. Yeah.
Oh, I'm not downplaying your profession. Desperately a profession that needs to be praised more for the work you do.
No praise. No, that's not. That's not
you're
necessary.
humble. You're humble. I see we got another humble one at the table. A man of the thunder. Look at that. Look at that man right there. I have to say, a servant of the gods is one you can trust.
I'm just gonna point at him.
I'm gonna roll my eyes, like as loudly as possible.
I'm just gonna take another drink.
Finally.
What brings a servant of Lathander all the way out here? Are you here spreading the good word, sir? Because I tell you, I heard it, and it's a good word.
Sure is. I'm gonna have the book and just kind of point. Sure is. But no, that's not why I travel here. I'm sort of bounty hunting somebody at the moment, but I'll put him on my path eventually.
A wee man in a bag.
Oh no, that's the guy I saved. And like I said,
If I put them in a bag.
it's not easy work, and the appreciation's not always there. But I sleep well at night.
And that
Who are you hunting?
Oh, yes, that does also have my curiosity.
I just
What's that?
smile at Willow like,
It's the direct question.
I missed the question.
Who are you hunting?
Some crime lord that out of Baldur's Gate that seemed to have slipped through the cracks of the legal system.
What kind of crime?
Murder mostly. Extortion, blackmail. And I go through a long arms list of other horrible, horrible crimes like kidnapping and, you know, just horrible. That's kind of how I found out that the person I, you know, in the bag, why I was mixed up in that situation. I was looking for the guy.
What do you do when you find them?
I bring them into justice.
You bring them to someone else.
In a bag?
No, well, not intentionally. I intentionally bring them to justice, to the town guard, and to, you know, the legal system we have in place. But if they make their choice, then I send them to Lathander to sort out. Yes.
Ah, right. Okay. So you will kill them if Lathander gives you permission?
He doesn't give certainties, but along those lines, yes. For an unholy person, that's kind of the gist of it.
What do you describe as an unholy person?
I don't know. I definitely do not kill or want to kill as my first my first impression to these criminals. I give them the choice.
That's not what I asked. What to you is an unholy person?
Oh, what to me is unholy? Huh.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have enough time from through this storm for me to describe all the unjust that this world brings.
Give me the Cliff's Notes.
Murderers. People who, and I assume the same list I gave you for the bounty hunter.
Wouldn't it just be quicker, since they're probably going to murder them anyway? Wouldn't it just be quicker for you to kill them? Save more resources? Not have
That
to-
is the result of some of the cases, but no, the whole thing is for a second chance. That's what the legal system is truly in place for. It saves people and gives them that second chance.
I'm sorry, where are you from?
Lathander.
Baldur's Gate.
No, that's a good... Sorry, where are you from?
The great city of Baldur's Gate, of course. I point at the a metal, like an iron heart that is punched into my armor, like pressed into my armor. And I whenever I say Baldur's Gate, I gesture to that heart.
Okay.
Now,
Is
if
this
that
someone-
doesn't sound like a story, a story that is befitting of
Oh
your
shit! I forgot you were there.
Oh, yes, I never laughed, sir. I have to say, this story of revenge, retribution, doing Lathander's work, you are but a shining beacon for your church, sir. And let me tell you, next time I'm in a big city, I'll be praising your name. What is it, sir? What is the name I can praise in my song?
Well, it's Cassian Holt, of course.
Cassian Holt, the name of a hero. I cannot think of a better name for a hero. And that brings it back to you, darling.
I really like this guy.
I like you too.
I'm gonna lean into my companion.
Most curious. You look like you come from a family of money. If you don't mind me saying, I'm a perceptive individual, and I see some fine work here, some designer clothes, and let me tell you, a nice leather bag like that ain't gonna run you but a pretty dime.
She's gonna like clutch her bag closer to her as he like points it out. Not say anything. She's just gonna like
Much
be
of
guarded
a
a
talker.
little bit.
Not a talker, I do say so, I am. But if you're not, that is fine. I just appreciate the company.
Mm-hmm.
She gets like that.
Everyone, you know when you're out on the road here, you can't trust anyone. I know I come off as a friendly guy, but don't get me wrong.
I don't expect you to take that at face value. I myself have been burned on the trail a wee bit, left in the woods for death, more than one occasion.
If he's still like leaning into me, I'm gonna like put my hand on his face and just push him away.
Yeah, out of the.
Now, Doctor, what kind of acts do you see out here the most? Is you dealing with a lot of war? Are you dealing with a lot of disease? Tell me, what is on the up and up so I can stay clear of it?
I just kind of provide help, whatever's needed in whatever town I
The
end up in.
second you
It's
start
not-
talking, the door for the inn smashes open, and someone just falls in flat-faced onto the floor, and snow starts collecting. As you see that large Goliath individual walk over to the door, pull him inside, shut the door.
I'm gonna immediately go there too. Like I'm going as soon as I see it, I'm gonna like get up off my chair and go right to the door.
Yeah, I'll get up and walk over as well, and kind of like the other side from Cassian, like kind of just like eyeing Holy Boy as I lean down and like assess him.
All right, you see an individual. The first thing you do is you see when you get there, you get down on the knees, you kind of crowd away.
Let her through. She's a doctor. Everyone, give her room. She's a healer. Clear her out. And you see her go. You see him going around crowding people out, shushing people back, moving people out of the way.
Immediately
Doctor
just like
over here.
pop my hood up so that less people can see my face.
Absolutely, you kind of pop it up,
I'm
kind of
gonna
stay close.
act as like almost like a human shield and just kind of like stand behind her and be like, I guess, covering for privacy.
Patient privacy is important, guys.
You immediately rush down. Now give me a medical check real quick.
All right.
I'm gonna stay where I'm at.
I'm heading right out the door.
Not good. That's a.
You have advantage
I
on
do.
your healer's kits things, I'm pretty sure.
Do I? That would be nice.
Let's look.
Because evil rests at no point.
I'm gonna stay where I'm at, and I'm gonna ask the barkeep for another bowl of nuts.
She's at this point like staring at the bar. She's like, and you see her reach down and just throw another cup of nuts up as she's kind of looking around, and you see her kind of get down and walk around, and she's trying to see what's going on. That large Goliath
16.
fella is kind of in front of the door, and you see him looking out every so often. And what is it?
Yeah, I'm outside.
Oh, you went outside?
Yeah, I didn't stop. I didn't stop at the person. I went right. I see the doctor stopping,
Okay,
and I'm.
Okay, you managed to squeeze out, and the Goliath is now just glancing. You can see the door opening up every so often behind you, with that large individual kind of looking down. He's a Goliath, right? So he's a little above the door frame. So now that you're seeing him standing up, he's about 7.5 feet tall. But you kind of see him glancing out every so often, keeping an eye on the road. I'll get back inside. What was your roll?
16.
16. All right, with a 16, the first thing you notice is these massive bleeding tears in the flesh on the back, almost like it wasn't cut, or more like torn. It's very rigid and jagged, and it looks awful. There's 2 or 3 of those on their back with massive bruises, signifying huge impacts. The front of the when you quickly turn him over, and his skin is. This is where you start to notice the lack of color in his face. It's absolutely gray. The eyes themselves almost look like they're frozen with a sense of stillness. And with the 16, you notice now that he's on his back. He is no longer breathing. The face itself almost caved in on one side, which looks like a massive blow to the right side of his face.
I will attempt to cast Cure Wounds. I'll
Alright.
attempt.
You bring the magic up from inside. You kind of put your body. How do you cast the spells, by the way?
Clear.
Usually?
Yes, 100% no.
Yeah.
That's true. You know what? Maybe I'll just use my healer's kit to stabilize.
Okay. Give me a check to see how well you're going to fix this individual.
Medicine check.
Medicine. That'll be another medicine check with advantage. Yeah.
With advantage? Okay.
Yes, please.
Well, that's an 8, so 11. So another 16.
Another 16. The 16. You start trying to patch the wounds up. You start trying to apply pressure, but the first thing you're starting to notice, the blood isn't flowing anymore.
and the more you try to apply the pressure, the individual inside itself is no longer with the living anymore, and is since passed on, probably using its last bit of strength to get inside that door.
And so he just died.
Yeah. You could tell that right away, that his skin is cold, but not... his skin is cold, still having some warmth in it.
I close his eyes, like, be respectful.
Yeah.
And then kind of, like, sigh and just say, like, there's nothing I can do. He's gone. And then I'll ask the bartender.
Immediately, as soon as you say that, the crowd was absolutely silent, holding on to your every word. The only sound that was going on while you were doing this was occasionally the door whistling when he opened it. And the second you say that, there's murmuring and chatter instantly erupt in the bar. People talking and whispering. Sorry, what did you say?
I ask the bartender for a sheet or something to cover him, or somewhere to put the body.
You see her go disappear into the back as you're doing that. The people are whispering, "What was that? What happened? Who is that?" You hear.
Can I do it? Like, is it a medicine or an investigation check to see if I can tell what did it?
Medicine will be to tell what the injuries are. You could do an investigation.
Survival, nature.
No, I'd say which.
Can I do survival?
Are you better at survival or better at medical?
Same.
It wouldn't be survival, more of an investigation, because you're seeing the information. It's more about how you're interpreting it. So that would be more of an investigation.
Investigation. Okay.
I could get behind an investigation.
All right. 12.
12. Blunt force trauma. If you had to see it, if you had to take a guess, just from how that is way too far beyond you. But you can tell they were massive impacts. That is obvious with the bruising and the tearing.
I'll find out in a few seconds, guys.
Now that I've noticed him go out, I'm gonna get annoyed. Putting himself in unnecessary danger. Potentially gonna have to fix it now. So I follow him out.
You want me to go outside?
So as you hear behind you, you want me to go outside. You carry on. I love it.
So what do I see before they get out there?
Pardon?
What do I see before they get out there?
All right, you burst out into the snow. Give me survival for you. You'd be outside in these conditions. What are you doing, Esme?
I'm going to see all of this unfold, and I'm going to see Meave and Willow like go to leave, and I'm going to roll my eyes, chug my drink, get my shit, and I'm going to follow.
All right, so you burst out before everyone else, the door slamming behind you. Like I said, the only sounds and light spilling onto the road here is the little light that's out in the windows, and like the windows are starting to collect that frost and snow, so a little bit of light coming out the windows, and that crack in the door that just keeps opening, putting that laser-like slice across the pure white snow in the darkness.
My survival was 7.
You're 7. It's incredibly still windy out here. The snow is coming down thick. The only thing you can see is a loose set of footprints that take off down the road, but they're quickly starting to fill with snow.
I'm going to make with haste, going that way, making sure to really push my feet into the snow to make really clear
so
footprints.
You're almost like dragging your feet in the snow, kind of making a bigger ditch. Okay. Yeah, it still won't last long. Like I said, you're in the middle of one of those. You know what the snowstorm.
I'm doing it so that I can find my way back.
Yeah, but again, you know as well as I do how bad it happens when that snow comes down. We've been having a lot of it lately. That your footprints disappear in minutes. A trench, maybe an hour.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Okay,
that's
but
what
okay, that's cool. So you start dragging through. You guys, a few seconds later, you come out of from the inside, and you catch just a glimpse of these footprints drug through, as he's probably a few minutes ahead of you by now.
And I'm hustling.
Are we going? It's cold. He'll die.
Yeah, we'll go. Let's go. Leave the horses, though. It's too cold for
Big, giant running steps.
As you can now get to your full height, as you come out from underneath that porch roof. You stretch out a couple of cracks in your back. It feels nice to stand up, and you take off these long strides in the snow. For you, it's not that deep, but for your friends, you're looking at about a foot of snow currently right now, and it's not like there's plows on these roads.
I'm moving big footsteps behind
Yeah.
her. Guys.
That I have to take like 3 steps in between.
Yeah, you can see that she's walking on like a trench that's almost being like someone was drug off into the distance. So you take off into the dark, and it's not long before you catch up to Cassian as you see his dark figure slowly approaching the back. Cassian, you're not so much looking out the distance as just looking directly down because you don't have dark vision. So
No.
you're not so much looking off into the distance following these trails. You're looking straight down and following this set of tracks that's quickly starting to fill up with snow. And when you hear the heavy footsteps of someone coming up behind you.
I am gonna cast. I'm gonna touch the top of my pig's basket and like cast light on it, so that I'm like a little beacon and I can at least see the immediate area around myself as I
So
sprint off into the darkness.
as you see the hulking footsteps, there's a light coming up from behind you, being able to give you a little more depth. The snow reflects a lot of the light, and sometimes it makes it harder to look far in the distance. But you're able to get a better visual view around. You can see the footprints themselves starting to veer off, coming between 2 of the cottages, going off, and you kind of squeeze up, hopping a small fence, seeing where that person didn't so much as step over, but fell over, and then you can see an area where they tried to get back up again, and continue on between these houses. Now I'm going to need another survival check because these are starting to get, now that he's beyond the fences, it's starting to get hard to see again. Like the wind and the snow are making these footprints.
19.
From all of Travis?
From those of you tracking, it would just be the only one tracking right now actively in the front would be him. You're now just catching up to your friend. You can see them now. They're kind of squeezing between 2 of the cottages, and
I'm gonna look back and I'm gonna see that they're following me, and that's like giving me like a rest assured. I'm going to take. They probably wouldn't have came out here if it wasn't for me. Lathander works in mysterious ways.
as he
I'm going
narrates
to.
these great causes in his head.
Yeah. I'm muttering them out loud.
Oh.
Just they probably wouldn't be able to hear it because of the wind.
Esme, you just see this small light off in the distance kind of going off, and you're running full tilt at this point to catch up. And you just see the light turning the corner between 2 of the cottages, and you're able to hop up and catch up.
Can you imagine how cold her booty short leg is?
One leg frostbit, yeah.
You know damn well what the clubs are like in the cold downtown Ottawa. You know damn well, like in the middle of, like when we were in college, what people were wearing standing out line at -35.
Oh, 100%.
How old's your
You
character?
couldn't bring a coat because then you'd have to pay for coat check.
Exactly.
You know it.
So
Really has no limits. That's all I have to say.
yeah, so you finally catch up, and you hear coming up behind you, Mac. You hear sorry, I forgot to write your character's name down again. What is it?
Neve.
Neve. Okay. So Neve, you hear coming up behind you these lighter footprints, and you take a glance back and you see the red hair following up behind you.
I do kind of one of those, like, as I turn around and
Kinda
keep running.
gives you one of
Bro
those.
nod?
Yeah, the bro nod. Yeah, you get a bro nod, and
So,
off into the distance you go. You all have managed to fairly by this time catch up. You're within a reasonable distance of Mr. Cassian. As Cassian, you're following these tracks into the wilderness. Whoever made these tracks came from no road, strictly out of the wilderness. Now, are you doing anything while you're other than you just have your head to the ground and you're just for Cassian? Cassian, you're just following these tracks as best you can. You're not doing anything else.
I am fully following the thing, and I'm making small prayers to Lathander to lead me in the right direction.
Perfect.
Not listening.
All right. So
One day you will.
What are you doing, Teresa? You said you were sorry, Naven. You said Neve. Sorry, Neve. You said you were doing what?
Well, have I caught up? to
Yeah,
them?
you're within a reasonable distance. Like in front of you is a blinding basket shooting off light.
'Cause I am
Attached
I
up
am
pretty high, so it's providing like it's like
It's a lamppost.
it's essentially a lamppost running through the wilderness right
Well,
now.
I mean, but that being said, I have very good night vision.
Yeah, no, but that's just painting the picture. The visual is there's a lamppost running through, weaving between trees right now.
This
Providing
is
like a decent
surprising.
amount of light, actually. It's lighting up like
Yeah.
the ground's quite, it's a sphere, essentially.
Like, this isn't surprising to me. I've seen this
Oh, yeah,
before.
no, you've seen this before, but that's what you're following
I
behind,
do,
Esme.
sure.
You're following this glowing light, which is presumably on the back of that large furblog that you've been chatting with. Now seeing them out in the open, it's obvious this is an absolute unit. So this is not someone who's small. This is like inside when they're cooped up and they're trying to make themselves smaller to fit. Now that they're out here, like shoulders wide, arms at full length, this person, their size is baffling compared to the rest of your party. You push in, and it's easier for you to follow because at the back you have these big footprints that are creating this thing. You're following a trench that's essentially being dug by your paladin friend, and then on top of that, the Neve's stuff ahead of you. You're basically running in like a path right now. It's not as hard difficult, so you're able to catch up a little bit quicker, and you find yourself quickly coming up to Neve's back. Are you doing anything, Willow?
Can we get the vibe if we're like catching who is running away from us? Like, do the footprints that we're following seem less filled in than when we first started following
That
them?
would be a nature check.
Golden. Okay.
Can I also do a nature check? What is your nature?
I'm proficient in it, but
I still am better.
16.
16. The thing is you can't quite be certain because the person that you're following is breaking the footprints up. He's dragging his feet. He's walking on the path ahead of you, so you can't really tell from where you're at. But
I can see over top of him with my
that's
great
correct.
height.
That's right. You do see over top. It does look like the path is becoming more defined, especially now that you're in the woods. The snow itself hasn't had a chance to really fill it in like it did on the roads. But it does look like it's more defined. Give me just a general perception check. Willow.
Just as a side
Yeah.
note, when we are all in the forest,
Yeah?
we are not slowed down by difficult terrain.
Oh, okay. All of you?
Yep.
All of us.
Okay, cool.
So you wanted a what check?
Just a general perception from your large vantage point, please.
From all of us?
No, you wouldn't be able to see past her anyway.
15.
15? Gotcha.
I see things sometimes.
So you're pushing through. What's going through your minds right now?
Also,
Yeah.
Side note.
Yeah.
I remain active and alert to danger even when engaged in another activity.
Okay.
So even if I'm tracking or focused on travel,
Gotcha.
I think I'm just trying to figure out. I don't really know what's going on. I wasn't fully paying attention. A guy collapsed. We did not save him. And now we're just running through the snow. So I think part of me is thinking, like, can I ask this guy if he knows what we're doing, or are we just running outside? But that's more of like a doctor question. Normally she asks those kinds of questions. I'm just running. So
Your narrations of your inner. I love your inner monologues. What about you, Esme? What anything you're doing special, or anything that you would like to add?
She's just like cursing under her breath about this guy that she's been traveling with and how he's just creating this shit show for us. And now that we're out in this snowstorm, following him to make sure that he doesn't die. She should have just went to bed in the presidential suite.
can I try and get I'm gonna try and get Cassian's attention.
Cassian. Okay. All right. Okay. Go ahead.
So I'm gonna yell and I'm gonna, oi, holy boy, hold up a minute, and see if he stops.
Do you stop?
Does he stop?
If I hear her.
Okay. Give me a perception check. You know what? Someone yelling at your back. You know they're back there. You don't need to roll for this. Yeah, of course you hear it. Yeah.
I was just wondering how, depending on how far I am, depending on the weather conditions. The wind,
You can hear a muffled "hey" in that accent. You hear that voice, and you're like, "Oh, 100%. Yeah, I'll stop."
Yeah, so I halt and I just kind of like make sure I don't lose the track that I'm following, but I kind of don't.
Holt?
Yeah, Cassian Holtz. Oh,
I love it. So I walk up beside, and I, when tracking, can learn the exact number, size, and how long ago someone passed in my favored terrain, which is the woods.
Which is the woods. All right. What are you gonna do here?
So I get down and I examine the tracks.
All right. So you don't have to roll for that. That's just you know it.
Nope, I just know it.
You look down at these tracks, and you can tell that they were made recently. With this heavy snowfall, they couldn't be more than a half hour old, especially with the amount that is coming down in here. Like, within an hour, these will be gone.
And it's just one person?
One set, yes.
And how big are they?
They're standard human size. You can tell that the person was dragging his feet through the snow. Like, one side was limping. You have one defined foot, and then one that seems to be dragging and not making as many footprints. Every so often you see it dig in, but it's like every 2 or 3 steps.
Yeah. Can I tell if it's his left or his right?
You could tell it was his right leg that was dragging, and you can kind of remember the corpse, and you can tell that leg looked like it was bent out a bit.
Okay, so I say, right, there's only one. He was here recently. His right leg is injured. It's bent out this way. And then start sprinting again.
All right. So
I see that she is like well versed in the tracking of people's feet in this snowstorm. I let her take a little bit of that lead, but I stay close to in like a protective, 5-foot bubble, so I can, still be within range if something were to jump out.
Okay. So
no longer focusing on the tracks, more focusing on reacting to anything that were to react on us.
All right. Give me a general perception then on that.
For all of us?
Brian, those of you, general perception. You can focus on 2 things at once, so just give me a general perception, Teresa. This is because you're also being able to focus on out. And Esme, just give me your numbers.
No bueno for this guy. I got a nat 1.
Cassian's just he's more focused on the fact that he got these people out here than he is about his own well-being. All right.
I got a 4.
You're in the back end. You're in the back anyway.
I did get an 18, so height maybe was a factor.
All right. So your character. So Mac, let me guess. You said you're in the front, right?
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
How dark is it, and how illuminated am
I? Well, I mean, she's given off light, which is 20/20. So you got about 40 feet of light out, and then after that, it's just pitch dark. It is like the middle of the night on a heavy snow. There's no light anywhere out here. Like, there's no moon or stars to illuminate. It's one of those black, like, ink dark nights.
Okay. I do have night vision.
Yeah, for you, yeah. But for everyone else who doesn't have dark vision, which would be, I think, Brandon and... which is, it would be...
No, I have dark vision.
Oh, you do? Oh, Esme, yeah. Esme has dark vision. So Cassian's the only one who can't see in the dark.
I cannot see in the dark.
Okay, so you see 40 feet out, you see you're fine, Meg, but beyond that, you know what I mean? You have an 18, but you can't see much out past where your basket's illuminating.
Once I outpace the group, if we get to that,
you'd be moving quicker. It would be you, and then directly behind you would be Cassian, right?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. So I'm trying to leave like deeper tracks so that they can follow.
Okay, and
without...
Yeah, I'm still dragging my feet like as per normal.
And then behind that would be her would be
me.
So it'd be okay, and then behind that is Esme in the back. So Willow, behind you, you can hear that footsteps of Esme coming up behind you. Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna write this down here, and I'm having just an issue on one end. Just 2 seconds. You guys can converse among yourselves and kind of explain what's going on here.
I am darting through trees like it is my natural environment. Like a
Esme's still swearing under her breath. She's not happy.
Also, very comfortable in the woods. Maybe not as weirdly comfortable in the woods.
My character's only really happy when there's crisis at hand. So, like, out of the entire, couple weeks I've been traveling and the bar, this is probably the happiest I've been. Even though I'm miserably cold at this point, probably, and have probably thought once or twice of why I went outside in the first place. But Lathander works in mysterious ways.
Yeah, I don't think Silk is very warm. I'm probably pretty fucking cold.
Guys, I am appropriately dressed for the weather.
I think you're the only appropriately dressed person for the weather.
Lathander warms
Sorry?
me.
I think you're the only appropriate person, appropriately dressed person in this group.
Yeah, probably. Probably.
All right, cool. So, you are illuminating. How much light are you illuminating? You're illuminating
20 feet.
It's 20
Yeah,
foot
it's 20 feet.
sphere.
20
So it's a
foot.
20-foot diameter or 20-foot radius?
It's a 20-foot sphere.
20
So-
dim.
Probably
20,
diameter?
It's 20, 20.
Yeah, 20 normal vision and then 20 dim.
I know. I just okay. I got that going on.
Oh, spoiler alert, guys. He said that we're only going to be moved to maps on combat.
And it's
Something's
like
happening.
Okay.
it's not like a bright white light. It's
So,
the
as I was
softer-
setting up the marching order,
Yeah.
Important side note. At night, I cannot. Yeah, you know. Okay.
Who
Okay,
knows? Who
Brandon,
knows?
I hate you. All right.
You're welcome. You said characters couldn't be broken this way.
Since
So do you.
since you rolled such a lovely roll when it came to your perception check, Teresa, you were more focused on the tracks and
So-
analyzing the tracks. You push through, and it's unfortunate that you don't notice it until you run into it. This figure
Okay.
stops you dead as you smash, almost like you walked into a wall, and you sit down for a second, putting your ass in the snow as you're kind of just sitting up in the snow looking up, and you see this figure.
Can I stop her from hitting the store because I'm right behind it? Can I
Oh no, she said she got up and away from the group, and you
I
can't
am-
see that far. So you see your butt slams down into the ground for a second, and you all start running up on her seconds later, and you stop seeing her in the ground, and you look up and you see this figure is wearing these dark black pants, all ripped, the legs protruding out from the tears. You look up and follow the torso with no shirt on, this gray brown white skin all cobbled together with stitching. As you look up at this creature, this human, maybe it's a bald male head, no beard, no emotion.
Divine sense.
Yeah, give me a second. I'm just explaining this creature.
Yeah.
It looks straight ahead at you, and it looks down with no thought in its eyes, looks up at your group, and that's when you see him lunge forward to try to grab you, and that's where I'm going to start combat, but you can get your divine sense off as this is happening the second you see it. Yeah.
Can I also get my primeval awareness off?
No, you ran into him. If you would have not ran into him, I would say yes, but you were just like, and all right. Okay, give me 1 second, guys, before we start rolling initiatives. Brandon.
As an
Go
as an
ahead,
action, I can detect. So with divine sense, as an action, I can detect good and evil until the end of my next turn. I can sense anything affected by the Hallow spell, or know the location of any celestial fiend undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover.
All right. Well, immediately when you pop that, as you see your friend just shaking off the hit like a football player that just took a bad hit, you see her wake up and wring the stars away from her eyes. You see her look up, and as you
see that for a second. What? Poof! This radar goes out. You just tilt your head and you feel your divine sense pushing out into the darkness. But what comes back is that of undead, evil, and just an unnatural being standing in front of you.
There is no second thought for Cassian at this moment.
That's where, but that's where we're going to cut to initiative. I'm going to bring you over to the map right now.
I tell you that now, so because my character.
Oh yeah, no problem. 2 seconds. All right, we are into combat now. As I'm revealing the map, obviously to you, there is the individual ahead of you that you had ran into. And you're at his feet. He's a little bit taller than normal. If you now you're looking up at him, you see him. He's probably about like 8-9 feet tall and wider than he should be. Arms, 2 different tones, 2 different colors. Go ahead. We're going to get you all to roll initiative. Just go ahead and put your creature in the. I'll just go ahead and do that right now. Put everyone into combat.
Are we doing dice roll initiative or on the?
No, all your dice do with real dice. We so rarely get to use real dice. I want to use real dice. If this is our stream, let's have some fun with the dice we spend money on.
You? I'm 17.
Oh,
yep.
Some of us more than others.
Travis, 17. I thought you were putting it.
All
in.
right. You are 17. You said.
Yeah.
Okay, 17 for you. You could have just hit initiative on your sheet, Brandon.
Oh.
What did you do?
Because since you have to use digital dice tonight, since your dice are in the trunk 2.5 hours away.
I keep them in my trunk of my car so I can play D&D at a whim's notice, okay? I didn't know that my father-in-law was taking my car this weekend.
I got a 9.
You got this.
Where are your emergency dice? Do you not keep like an emergency set?
You don't understand. I
Behind
keep
what?
all my D&D stuff in my trunk.
You have like an emergency set of dice?
Do you have door dice?
I can pull over on the side of the road and play D&D wherever I am dice.
Except if
But I'm a
you're
DM,
around.
so it's like I keep all all of it there. It's
Okay,
like,
so Brandon, what are you on? And Vic, what are you on again?
I'm on a 13.
You're on a 13.
21.
Sorry, what was that, Vic?
21.
21 and... Oh, wait, sorry. Fuck. What was yours, Brandon? I changed yours instead.
Mine's a 13.
13.
But me and Vic already kind of made a sideways deal that I could take her initiative when
Oh,
she's
that's
higher.
not...
That never happened.
That never, I don't think ever happened one time.
That never happened.
All right. So this is where we begin combat here. So as this creature kind of looks up at you, and you can see it now reaching towards your friend as you all kind of stumble into this creature on this path. You're up first, Esme.
Oh god. Okay, well, game's paused.
Oh yeah, apologies.
Just a side note, should have took me up on the offer.
Okay. I'm gonna move. Here.
Yep. All right, now give us a narration. Like, let us know, not just because some people will be listening, so they won't be able to see. So,
Okay.
Give us like a
Well,
description.
I'm gonna run my 30 feet up,
Okay.
which does not make it to this creature.
Yeah.
And I'm going to the bag that I have on my body.
Yeah.
I'm going to like rummage through it quickly and look for my painter's palette.
Yeah.
I'm going to grab it and I'm going to whip it at this guy, this creature.
All right. So your action would be to attack with your boomerang.
Yes.
Go ahead and roll the attack for that creature. Yeah. So that's what you all see: her rolling up and throwing a paint-colored boomerang
It's not a boomerang. It's a painter's palette.
Painter's palette.
Yes. That acts as a boomerang.
That acts as a boomerang. Yes, she whips a painter's palette at this.
19?
19.
Okay, I need to find.
So if 19 doesn't hit, we're in for a lot of trouble.
For 6.
For 6?
Bludgeoning.
For 6 bludgeoning. All right. All right.
And then when it comes back, she's gonna reach up and grab it and like take like a defensive stance.
All right. So as you do this, you whip the boomerang off. It comes down. You see it take a high arc, comes across, hits him in the chin, hits him, but he barely reacts to it, and it just comes. You're able to come around and catch the painter's palette with your other hand, and he doesn't even stop staring at Teresa in front of him.
No, but he definitely has paint on his chin now.
He definitely does have paint on his chin now.
That is my turn.
No bonus action?
Oh,
I'm just gonna say I feel pretty inspired by that.
Beautiful artwork.
No.
Oh no, not so pretty. Canvas.
Look at your character sheet too. Don't forget to
no, I know.
Because there are abilities that are inherent for your class too.
I will.
See, I tried to get you an inspiration there, Vic. Didn't work.
It's okay. He doesn't like to give out inspiration that often.
I know.
I'm going to look at Neve, and I'm going to give her bardic inspiration.
And how does that look to you? How does that look to you?
You're a bard. I forgot you were a bard.
She's a painter.
I'm gonna like quickly put away my painter's palette. I'm going to take out my book that everybody saw earlier with my lovely drawings in it. And I'm going to like go to like a blank page, and I'm going to quickly draw a picture of her and I together holding hands. Like very like artistically. And then I'm going to hold it up to my face. I'm going to blow it like at her, and I'm going to send it to her, and it's going to give her the bardic inspiration.
This image comes off the page floating, and then it gets absorbed to you, and you feel bolstered slightly as you are now bardically inspired. And
then I'm going to put my book away and take my painter's palette back out.
All right, yeah. Don't forget to put the abilities up in the chat so for each other to read there, just so we know what exactly what it does. So
I'm gonna need a quick tutorial on how bardic inspiration works for me.
Oh, don't worry about it. Bardic inspiration means when you make an attack roll or an ability check. So anything that basically rolls a d20 and not damage. A check.
You get a 1d6.
You get to add if you fail, you can before I tell you like it's hit or miss. No, I can tell you it's hit or miss, and you can be like, oh, bardic, and then you'll drop your bardic there, and it'll use it, but you get to roll an additional d6 onto that. It'll eventually go up. Like bards are pretty cool, so as she gets a higher level, it goes from a d6 to a d8 to a d10. Like it's pretty good.
Cap said d12, but
yeah, Cap said d12.
How do I add it into the chat?
You just click the words like the
little die beside it.
Oh.
Yeah.
that's the button you click.
All right.
Got it.
You good? It didn't come up in chat. Oh, there it is.
Came up for me.
Oh, there it is. I was a second behind you. All right. So, that is your turn. You throw a boomerang and then inspire Neve. You are inspired. All right. Next up in the initiative will be you. It'll actually be you as you're prone currently, but you're in front of this figure that is patchworked together.
Okay, I am going to cast Hunter's Mark on it.
Yep.
And then I am going to stand up and sprint for the tree.
It will get an attack of opportunity against you.
I know. I know.
So as you run away, you see it lift its massive hand down and try to slam it on your back.
Okay.
As it's going to do a slam attack.
Okay.
All right. Get to use dice. 22 to hit. So I'm assuming that's going to hit.
Yep.
Yeah. And it does. 1 and 2. 19 damage as it brings its back down on your back, and it carries you through. It almost picks you up as you lift from the ground with the blow and then land back down to keep running.
You're cool. You're cool.
Cool. Yeah, I'm going right up into this tree.
You won't be able to get into the tree, I don't think.
Yes, I will.
Yeah.
And you have to spend movement to stand up.
How much movement do I have
Half.
to spend?
It's half your movement to stand up. For everyone out here, it is going to be difficult terrain off the main path that you guys are going through. The only reason I wasn't making you roll difficult terrain before was because there were so many people clearing ahead of you, and the one ahead of you that's breaking the path has no negatives to their traveling in this snow. So that's the only reason, my reasoning behind that. But anything from further out now is just going to be difficult terrain, except for when you're Teresa.
So I am now in that tree.
Yep.
Dying. Not quite dying. Close to it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and hit it with my bow.
Yeah, bow away.
Oh.
So did I see that strike do like serious damage to
No.
my companion?
No, not at all.
So that is a 17 to hit.
17 to hit. 17 will hit.
And that is a 1d8 plus.
Wait, it's a D6 for your hunter's mark.
And an extra d8 on my first hit.
No, I think the extra one is on the second.
No. Oh, end of round. Okay,
Yes.
so, but I also get.
Your second attack.
Because I'm also a healer of sorts.
It is 7 plus 3.
Only heals you if you believe in Lathander, though.
Fuck then. So that is 10.
10 damage.
Did you use 6? Your hunter's mark?
So 10. Oh, sorry, 10. 17. No. What?
You roll a D6. That's
Oh, sorry.
To add to the damage. So how much? Just give me total damage between your hunter's mark and your short bow. Is it
longbow.
longbow?
13.
All right. 13 damage total.
So 13 for the first attack,
Yeah.
and then the second attack
You have 2 attacks.
on my first round.
That's under her subclass ability.
Oh, she has 2 attacks per round. That's
Yeah.
okay.
Just,
sick.
no, it's not on each round, it's just the first round.
Oh, just the first round. Oh, okay, cool. Yep.
That is a 16.
So 16 on the first round.
I'm not
23
quite sure.
to hit on the second.
1 second. Yep. And what was the second hit?
23.
23 hit.
22 to hit.
22 hit. Oh yeah, 22 hits.
Is that ability of yours, do you have to go before the creature? Or is it just on your first round? Okay,
Just
yeah,
on my
then
first
it's just
round.
first round, yeah. Cool.
That is a.
I was just wondering if it mirrored the assassin. Because they're close.
And then another d8. 22? Is that right, math?
21.
21? 21 for my second.
Damage?
Yeah.
Nice. You wham wham.
Makes my-
You get. So explain how you do these attacks for everyone. That's yeah.
So I immediately gauge that this creature is much larger than I am, and if it hits me more than once, probably gonna die. So I'm gonna take the first attack, or I'm gonna take the opportunity attack to get out of its reach and out of its sight, because I know it can't see me in the bush. So I peace out, take the hit, keep going, and get to the bush, and then as soon as I'm under cover, I just like in quick succession fire off 2 rounds into it.
The rounds hit perfect. You think that they're the perfect shots. You see them hit right on the spine, stuff that would put
Yeah.
a person down. But
And
it
then
does damage. You see it, the creature wince in pain and let off a deep but
yeah.
it doesn't look nearly as injured as it should.
Wait. Did I? Nope. Never mind. Never mind. Carry on. I thought I
No
had something
blood
I
is
missed.
coming from these wounds.
Okay. And then I immediately just like hunker down to be like, holy shit.
Perfect. That's your turn?
Yeah.
All right, Cassian, you're up. So what is Cassian doing here?
Well, Cassian is going to take a step, pulling out his great sword, casting Searing Smite on it as it catches on fire as my bonus action, and I'm going to move directly up. And as I...
So, just for the record, what does Searing Smite do?
You're right. Searing Smite. The next time I hit a creature, it's concentration for up to 1 minute as a bonus action. The next time I hit a creature with a melee attack during the spell's duration, my weapon flares with white-hot intensity and deals an extra 1d6 fire damage to the target and causes it to ignite into flames.
Gotcha.
At the start of each of its turns, until the spell ends, the target must make a Constitution saving throw.
Gotcha.
And on a failed, he keeps taking that additional d6 damage until he passes or submerges himself in water.
All right, gotcha. Perfect. Next up on the initiative. Next up. Yeah, you still got turned up yet. That's just your bonus action. What's your action and move? I take it movement was you're moving up into combat.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
I moved up, and I still have 10 feet of movement, so I'm not ending there. I'm going to put myself here.
Yep.
And with the extra 10 feet of motion, that's going to be my swing in. I'm going to kind of just follow up while moving and striking with this great sword of mine.
In the darkness, you all see this flame erupt, so it's pretty obvious. It like I said, it's so dark out here that as soon as light leaves its area, it's almost swallowed by the darkness.
That is going to be 11 to hit.
11 to hit? 11 hits.
Oh, shit, really?
Yeah.
I was going to say it's going to be probably a miss unless you get really cool really fast, but sweet. So if do you need the fire damage separate, or it doesn't matter?
The fire damage will need to be separate, yes. Just please, when you do attack, just always say, I forgot to mention this earlier, say piercing damage, slashing, just so I know in case there's something on my end that I need to alter.
Yeah, Roger, I'm just putting this public. So this is going to be slashing damage coming in, plus 3, so that is 15 slashing.
15 slashing damage, all right.
And 3 fire, and he's ignited on fire. So if he has resistance.
And how much to fire?
3.
3 fire. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. All right. Next up on the initiative, is that everything you're doing? That's all your action economy?
Yeah, that's my full action economy. But like I said, as I swing in, I'm just going to kind of, as the blade catches on fire, I'm just gonna be like, "For Lathander," and really deep voice as I swing in.
You see the blade cut into the ribcage. Go in. No blood, but the black burn marks from your blade sear the skin, and you hear it wince in pain as you pull it out, and you see the smoking crater, that smoking blade slice that was your hit. All right.
Hopefully, I'm a big enough target so he'll stay attacking me.
Miss Willow, what are you doing?
Very concerned that I immediately let the doctor get hurt. Not great. I'm
Battle priority 1. Don't let the medic get hurt.
Right? I'm gonna move.
You got a backup medic, a medic that can fix the medic, right?
It's important.
I'm gonna like whisper a couple very quiet words, and a symbol is kind of just gonna appear on his little forehead, and he's gonna have disadvantage on his dexterity saving throws.
Oh, as you cast hex.
He doesn't look very dexterous to begin with.
Well,
okay.
Now he's super screwed.
and I'm just gonna kind of like lean back, take out this book, and just
give us
cast this is almost like fire-looking bolt from her hand.
Yeah.
Straight through a little eldritch blast.
All right. Go ahead. Roll to hit. You're a purple. The purplish energy discharges from your hand, and that purple's carried on the snow a little bit. So it has this fine beam in the center, but it radiates this purplish column that's carried on the snowflakes, pushing into it. You see it crack into the side in the upper torso of this creature. For how much damage?
Well, it's 16 to hit, and then it'll be
An additional d6 from the hex.
yeah. So I gotta.
Just tell me how much total.
Yeah, I'm rolling.
I'm rolling.
Don't rush me.
I'm trying.
I'm terrible at math. I have to do this method on my hand. That's why my hand's always down when I'm doing.
Nice. Let me make sure I'm not forgetting anything.
It's calculus style math.
When you're playing the caster for the first time, and you just want to make sure, especially the first night out in combat, you're always like, you knew your proficiencies, but you just like have to recount it in your head to see if you're to hit and you're to damage and stuff was all tickety boo.
So it'll be 10 regular damage plus in the purple is also like a gold flame because there's also an additional 2 fire damage.
Oh, like gold filaments in the Eldritch energy.
And he is also pushed away from me 10 feet.
Oh wow.
No, straight back. Straight back.
Straight
from
back.
me.
Oh, sorry. Oops. It would be to here. Nope, that's 15. All right. So how much was that total? Eldritch and fire. Sorry.
12.
12 total.
Yep.
All right.
I'm helping.
The creature itself, now a smoking black crater that's bedded into his chest. You can see exposed bone where the Eldritch energy is burned away, and the fire inside that Eldritch has kind of cauterized the runes on the outside, even though it doesn't seem to be bleeding. Its shoulder rolls right back with that blast as it looks at you, just angry, as it kind of snaps the shoulder back into place and readies an attack stance towards you and, towards you right now. The hit that it hit, you see it when it takes the hit, it slid back. It didn't go down. It just took the blast, leaned into it, and slid back 10 feet, resting upon a log that was kind of stopping its momentum. As it kind of straightens itself back up, like I said, it snaps its arm back, and then you can tell it's looking directly at you. All right, turn?
It's your turn.
Yeah, okay, cool. So it readies its stance, and it charges back in. 20. Okay, it's saying that this is still its turn. Okay, it can move there 30 feet.
Why?
What did I do?
Your hit seemed to do the most damage out of anyone's. Like,
Does my overly religious friend get an opportunity attack?
unfortunately not. It's just out of his range, and you see him walk in, and he brings both of his fists down for 2 slam attacks. Oh, okay, it is. Okay, 2 slam attacks.
They hurt. Just saying. Just saying.
I don't have AC. I'm gonna die.
It didn't matter.
A natural 20 and an 8.
Well, it was a really fun stream, guys.
I appreciate the story thus far.
Thanks for coming out.
Travis, I find your roles today attacking us rude,
All right.
Suspicious.
disrespectful.
Suspicious.
Definitely disrespectful. I second that.
Yeah.
Invites us here just to make us work for these characters to kill and take them from us.
You know how many pages of backstory she
24.
wrote for you?
Damage?
24 damage.
Okay.
How many AC?
As that was the
One
crit. The
health
other one
left.
missed. What? You have how much health left?
1.
As he brings this one hand around, you're able to dodge out of it, but dodging out of it, you didn't see the other one coming, and it catches you right on the top of the head, and it almost makes you compact more into the snow. The spine, the
the pain running down your spine and into your hips. It almost collapses you. You drop to one knee. You kind of have to stand back up again. Your clock was thoroughly cleaned on that hit. The sound was audible to all of you as you hear the cracking of the bones adjusting to the pressure. Yeah.
I am going to take my attack of opportunity, though.
You don't get one. She was,
Oh, no?
5 feet away. Actually, no, I would have had to pass through that square. You know what? I'll give you one.
I was, well, he was right next to me.
Yeah,
And he
no,
moved
he was
out of
pushed
my
10
threat
He was
range.
pushed 10 feet back by her Eldritch Blast.
Oh, no, if you're pushed unwillingly, you don't get it.
No. He's running back towards her now. So, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. So anyway,
yeah, then.
you're up. You would get. I would say for that one actually, he's pretty wide. So I'd say yeah, you would be able to respond to that.
It's pretty wide.
19 to hit.
Yeah, 19 hits.
10 slashing. Sorry, 13 slashing.
Gotcha.
And is it the end of this golem's turn?
Yes.
Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw from what?
He's on fire.
Oh, yes, correct. He is on fire. I forgot about that. Sorry, guys. I forgot to put the marker on him.
He's just like getting all the markers, collecting them all.
Constitution saving throw. Gotcha.
Jealous.
Gotta catch them all.
18. Natural 18 plus 4, 22. Gotcha. All right, back up to the top of the initiative to you, Esme, as you see all this unfold in front of you.
Okay, so she's gonna panic seeing her big friend being hurt as much as she was, and she's gonna pull out her book again and frantically draw some band-aids on it.
Yes, I was hoping you did band-aids.
And then she's gonna blow them at her and cast Healing Word as a bonus action.
All right.
Okay.
These, you can see them kind of as your eyes focus, these spectrally glowy arcane energy band-aids floating towards you would land at the top of your head where the blood is kind of running down to patch it up. You feel the blood instantly stop bleeding as the wound closes and you're gaining.
I'm sorry. I actually no. Is that wrong?
1d4 plus. Is it my spellcasting
Yes.
ability modifier?
Yes.
Sorry, I was actually down from that hit. I have no HP.
Oh, all right. Sorry about that. No worries.
Definitely condition
she's
that.
collapsed to the ground in front of you.
Yeah.
Which is
So does that
buckled.
mean my Healing Word doesn't work?
No, I mean it works. It means Meg
Okay.
is going to awaken from unconsciousness on the ground, looking up at the creature that just knocked her out in one shot.
Think of it like a game of whack-a-mole.
Does she get the points or is she just awake?
No, she's up. She's up at how much did you heal for?
So it's 1d4 plus my Constitution.
Modifier.
No,
your spell
My Charisma, which is 3. Do I roll the 1d4 or does she?
No, it's you. It's your spells.
Oh, hold on.
Roll well.
You're at least getting 4.
She's getting 4 points.
As you awaken with the feeling of the warm blood stopping, and you have a headache, but you don't feel like you're on your way out anymore.
4 points is better than 0. Just saying.
All right, Esme, anything left to do with your action?
Yeah.
Did you pass that con save?
I did. Yeah, I rolled a natural 18 plus 4, 22.
Okay, yeah, okay. Sorry.
I want to cast Burning Hands, but I don't know if I can without
You
hitting
can't.
them.
You've already casted a level spell this turn, so the only thing you can do is a cantrip or
Oh.
like a physical attack with a weapon.
I'm within 5 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I'm gonna put my book away and take out my painter's knife,
Yes.
like my putty painter's knife thing, and I'm gonna just attempt to stab him.
You see her pulling out that blade that you see painters use to mix
Straight
their
up.
paints on their brush, on their board, and stab.
Oh no, that's an 8.
That misses.
That's a miss.
Just barely.
you go in for the attack, and it just happens to be lurching forward, and you just the fact that you were talking and painting, and you missed somehow as it just glides by. Just taking the top layer of skin, you can see the skin flap that is still left behind from where you barely cut the creature.
I tried.
All right. Next up in the initiative would be you, Neve.
Actually, wait. I have movement.
Yeah,
I'm gonna move. I'm gonna move over here.
Okay. Good. That's a good call. All right. Cool. Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna climb up in the tree. So do you want me to move my character back?
No, I can. What I can do is I can move. The base of the tree would be 5. I'd say 10 more feet in.
Okay. So I'm climbing vertically in the tree, though.
You have 10 feet, 10 plus 20 feet of movement left. Do you have a climb speed? No.
Yep. It's equivalent to my walking speed.
So you would still be able to go 20 feet. This tree is only about 20 feet at the tall. Give me an acrobatics check, though. I want to see how this goes.
I don't think.
Does she not have to do an acrobatics check for climbing?
No.
Not if she's a climb speed.
Shit, that's right. Yeah, that's right. I'm just, ignore me. Yeah, so you're 20 feet up.
Okay, so now, bow again.
No, stupid Travis.
23 to hit?
20, yeah, that hits.
I hope so.
When you have a second there, you could take off that ignite status on the.
Okay.
10 damage.
For 10 damage. All right, so you crack the bolt. You guys don't even see it. You just see you just hear the sound of the arrow impacting into the flesh of this beast, sinking in. But it's eerie seeing an arrow hit with no blood.
And that's about all I can do.
Okay. Yep. Next up on the initiative will be you, Cassian.
Well, seeing my friend hit the ground, I am going to throw my greatsword into the ground.
Yep.
I'm going to pull the straps that are on the front of my armor, pulling them down, dropping my armor off, and I'm going to walk up. Well, I'm going to take my 5-foot step, or I guess I'll go 10 feet. Yeah. Bonus action raging.
Yeah.
As I take my fist and do a swing inwards.
Gotcha.
I'm with the rage there. So
yeah, go ahead, roll. You all see this man of Lathander unsnap his armors. You see now that they're just held together at the top by 2 clips. He clips his armor. It falls to the ground, and he yells and charges the beast with his bare hands.
From the tree, you just hear, "What the fuck?" As he drops his armor.
What does he have under the armor?
He's just naked. No.
I have just like a very simple undershirt that you would see base like a
linen undershirt.
like a muscle shirt. Yeah.
Okay. Not door pants?
No.
It's just a wife beater. It's fine.
Yeah, that's it. That's all it is. So yeah, I'm going to swing away. That is a 10.
A 10 hits. You crack it in where its kidney should be as you kind of step around it, and you bring up a huge strike.
Divine Smite.
All right, give me the damage on the punch first with the rage, and then the smite damage, please.
You are looking at 8 points of bludgeoning.
8 points of bludgeoning, gotcha.
And 15 points of radiant.
15 points of radiant. Okay, got it. That you see him punch, and this spark of radiant energy flashes as you hear the sounds of bone cracking when he pulls away and the light fades. His hand had dug a full fist worth into the creature, and the whole area around is just damaged. You can tell the different coloration of the skin there. The creature knocked to the side for a second before it turns around and looks at you.
With the punch landing, I'm going to yell a long, like, Lathander! Kind of like punch.
Gotcha. He
Kind of like my Falcon Punch.
kind of like his Falcon Punch. That's all you hear echoing out, and then the sound of a massive impact. The sound clapping through the trees, but swallowed up with the echo of the heavy snow around you. That's your turn?
I'm trying to draw his attention
Okay.
to me.
Yeah. All right. You're up, both figuratively and literally on the initiative tracker. What's up, Willow?
Spell-wise, if I cast a spell, it's a bonus action. Can I then cast a cantrip?
Yeah, it's an action. If the cantrip's an action, yeah.
Okay.
If you're casting a ranged spell into you are knocked prone right now. Just a heads up.
No, I got an amazing plan. Don't you worry about
Okay.
No, don't worry. Yeah, don't worry. I trust Meg. Meg is not one to. Meg corrects me most of the time.
Okay. I'm gonna Misty step right over here.
Gotcha. As you,
And then I'm gonna-
the snow kind of impacting in on one another, you see her carry the snowflakes as she compresses into a ball of light that just flicks out of existence.
And then just in the tree line, and then I'm gonna from the tree line cast Eldritch Blast.
All right, you release the Eldritch Blast as you poof away from to the other side as you lay into it. Your hex your hex is off though, by the way, because you lost consciousness.
That's fine. I accidentally rolled a d12, but I rolled a 12. Can I keep it?
No. Not a little bit, no.
No, fine. Seems rude. Fine. 16 plus 6,
Yeah, that
22.
hits. Yeah, it hits. As you all see her disappear in that flicker of light, you see almost an instant later a purple beam with that gold inlay crash in again to this other shoulder, the same side the opposite side as it just got hit. So as it was pushed side from that punch, you see it get snapped back by a blue energy. For how much damage total?
14 plus 2, 16.
16 total. It's starting to look really bad. That hit has it's missing chunks of its body now.
If it is possible, it is repelled 10 feet.
Sorry, you said 16?
16 damage total.
16
14
damage total.
Eldritch, and it is repelled 10 feet if it can move that.
Repelled 10 feet. It would have to be repelled 10 feet. It would have to knock over Mr. Cassian. So
I mean, I'm fine.
Okay, so Brad, we need a dex save from you.
I'm okay with that.
Dex
He
save.
can handle it. Be
You
amazing.
have advantages on that, don't you? Because of barbarian.
No, it's strength.
No, I thought you had like.
Does he happen to
no,
land
you
on
had.
the
Don't you have
great
danger sense or something like that?
No, I'm only first barb.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Does he happen to land on the greatsword that Cassian had left there? Thereby
The-
killed.
The greatsword would probably be there.
Yeah. So what did you roll, Brennan?
Total 8.
8. No, you
Oh,
fail.
yeah.
As you're knocked prone, as this thing slides by you, knocking you on your ass. It just kind of spins you around. The force of that blast pushing it past you.
I was so hoping I got knocked prone.
All right.
Disadvantages on your melee attacks against me, you bastard. Come at me.
All right. Next up. No, he has advantage
Bring it
on
on.
melee attacks, disadvantage on ranged attacks.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's opposite. Damn it. But I have my bludgeoning resistance. Hit me.
All right.
Totally wrote it down wrong
That's
too.
that's the rest of your turn, right, Meg?
I used the remainder of my movement to stand up, I guess, since I'm still on the ground.
Yeah, you kind of brush yourself off. All right. Up next is the creature. It gets this massive set of hits on it. You're on the ground. You see it reach down with two big swings again at you. That hit really caught its attention. 14, 17. Both are going to hit. 14 plus
Wait, it's coming from
7.
you?
No, it's going for Brandon on the ground. 14 on one natural, and then 17 on the other natural. So I believe that's going to hit you without your arm around without
Yeah.
hitting him. Okay, cool.
Oh, I have an AC of 11 right now.
Get it, girl.
All right, the first hit is.
Well, Thunder protects me.
The first hit is.
Find out.
You also need to tell me damage types because it's
Yeah,
important.
this is all going to be bludgeoning.
Roger.
16 on the first one. full damage, so negated that down to 8. The second one will be 16 again. As both hits hit you, it pushes you deeper and deeper onto the ground. As it's almost like that Donkey Kong, like, boom, boom. As you just, boom, you see him sink, and then boom, you see him sink further into the ground. 2 hits that would easily kill most people.
Not this guy.
All right. That puts the initiative back onto you, Esme, as you see your traveling companion unleash on this creature and then being knocked prone and then beaten further and further into the ground with blows that you can hear clapping against skin on skin.
Okay. I'm going to move here.
Yeah.
So 15 feet
Yeah.
to my left.
Yeah.
And I only want to do it if it's not going to hit Brandon, but I want to use Burning Hands, and it's a 15-foot cone.
Let me just do a quick measure on the map. I'm sure it's only 15 feet, so I want to make
Yeah,
sure. Yeah, it would be burning his back, and essentially the flames would be licking around him, and Brandon would be on the ground, so he'd be fine.
I
Okay,
would even argue that I have full cover right now.
I don't.
Pro.
Yeah, I'd be fine.
gonna say.
He's blocking the whole
I'm
block.
a big boy. Snowfall.
And I'm pushed into the ground too, so it's like I'm like how the flames will just wash over me.
Okay, so I'm going to go, fuck this knife, because it didn't do me any good, and I'm going to put it in my bag, and I'm going to pull up my book, and I'm going to draw the, like, gnarliest flames that I've ever drawn in my entire life.
Yeah.
And I'm going to aggressively, like push them off the page towards this guy because I'm sick of his shit. And I just want him to die.
All right, that's a dex save for me. Good thing this guy is super dexterous.
He has disadvantage because he's not hexed anymore because I fucking got knocked out.
I rolled a 2-1, so
I love that.
he just stands there and takes all of it.
I like
Yeah,
that for
he
you.
does. Okay. So... Oh, come on. 7 fire damage.
How's it look when he dies?
Yeah! His, like, all of the skin on his back is just gonna start, like, melting off.
Oh, that is gross.
And he's just gonna, like, fall. And he's gonna, like, try to, like, put his back out, like, in snow, but it's not gonna work, and he's just gonna, like, he's just gonna die.
People just stand around awkwardly as he dies in the snow.
So you all see him after he pounds, as he pounds Cassian into the ground. The thunderous claps filling up. You're all just like, there's no way. You see Esme dart behind him, draw this picture. This light burst out of this bright light appearing out of nowhere out of her book, carrying on the wind as it scorches the back of this beast, this golem, and it falls backwards into the snow, writhing in pain as the sounds of his flesh going out in the skin, the snow hisses for a second before it and the golem fall silent on the ground, motionless.
And then I'm going to walk over to Cassian, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna reach my hand out to, like, offer to help him up.
You see, I'm like red in the face, neck veins coming up. Like I look completely different. Like again, you've seen me without my armor, and then you've seen me with my armor, and this is a third version of me that you've seen.
I'm gonna, like, help him up, and I'm gonna say, sorry I stole that kill from you, but you owe me one.
I'm like, it doesn't even look like your words are registering at all in my face. I'm gonna look at like you. My fists are still clenched. Like even when you picked me up, my hand did not leave fist, form. And I'm just gonna look, and I'm just gonna be like huffing and puffing. I'm just gonna like pace back and forth, like almost like digging a trench in that 10 feet, line back and forth. Like I'm like cooling off, like.
All
roll
right.
snow
While that's happening,
He rolls himself in the snow.
Yeah, you see him pop up and start pacing in the snow, heat rising off his body. You can see the audible steam coming off of his body as he paces back and forth. What are y'all doing?
I'm definitely coming out of my little hidey hole in the woods and just kind of like coming back over towards the body.
Creeping out from underneath the trees.
And just like naturally like looking. Like, I'm pretty used to not being able to find Neve. Like, it's pretty common that I don't see where
It's
she
dark
is.
again, by the way, because you did lose consciousness on the light and stuff, so...
Yeah, so I'll probably cast light on myself again as I walk out. Cause it's
the light illuminating the field, and you can kind of get a
now
better
that all the fire's out.
Yeah, you can kind of get a better look at this creature now, too. It looks like it was pieced together from various people. All the angles on this creature don't line up. It's put together, but you can tell the pieces didn't really fit.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna like just wait for the doctor and just kind of wonder to myself and just kind of talk to myself, being like, oh, I wonder if those feet are the same feet that we've been following.
I climbed down out of the tree pretty silently.
Yeah.
No one probably realized how high up in the tree I was. All they kind of see is, like, depending on how far the light is cast, me just, like, emerging from the tree. Still looking pretty fucked up, but not, like, dead. And then just, like, glance over at Cassian, who now looks like the Hulk. The Holy Hulk. And then, like, glance down at this dead thing. And can I do... So, because it's a favored enemy, I can do an intelligent... I get advantage on intelligent checks to see if I can recall... I think it's a favored enemy.
To recall lore?
Yeah, to recall information about them.
Do you have... Is that your favorite enemy? Is an undead your favorite enemy? Oh, cool. So yeah, you get advantage on all the checks.
My first one was a nat 20.
See if you knew it again.
What do I get if I get 2 nat 20s?
Satisfaction.
You get its maker's name, model number. Like, you get
what
the
is
whole
your
thing.
20 plus what?
Intelligent. Or
So it'd be like Arcana or History, Investigation.
well, we're not gonna go investigation because I'm shit at
I'm
that.
pretty sure you was +0 in all history or all intelligence checks, but you let me know if I'm wrong.
I believe so. So
Arcana 0. Yeah, no, it's a 20. It's just it's a natural 20.
It's still a great roll.
Nothing.
Natural but dirty 20.
Actually, wouldn't it be medical? I would say for you it'd be medical.
25.
Yeah. I'm not just doing that to be nice. I just think like you wouldn't use any other of those skills. Like you're trying to recall. I mean, the closest would be history, but you're looking for history of your background almost.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I would say for you would be more medical. It's definitely a creature that has been pieced together. You've heard of these flesh golems existing. People have doing awful experiments with people and piecing them together by unnatural or magical means. They usually bear very little intelligence. They run a simple mind, usually controlled by someone or something. And they don't have much to them other than their purpose. Incredibly hard to kill, clearly.
So about a minute, I'd say, after the golem falls and I'm pacing, I'm going to go sit on the log, and now I just look really confused. Like, I'm looking at the monster, and it's just like, not quite sure. Like, I have that uncertain look on my face.
Just what's your hit points at?
What time of day is it now?
Night.
It's like early night, like by this time. Oh, actually, you'd been drinking at the bar for a while, so I'd say almost midnight.
If he's dead, then I'm gonna suggest to all of us, right, it's really cold. We need to go back.
I'm gonna pick up Cassian's armor and just kind of like gesture vaguely at him, like, "You want this? It's cold. You."
I'm gonna grab it and push my back against a tree with the back plate on, and then I'm gonna put the front plate on, and I'm gonna latch it using a tree as my,
Almost practice. You
backboard.
see him snap in the tops and then snap in the side. A really unique system that you've really haven't seen before in armor.
Walk up, grab my long sword or my great sword. And...
All right, you pick your sword back up, holster it, kind of reassess yourself. While looking at
Actually, before I holster it, I'm going to chop the head off the flesh golem.
Oh, perfect. You walk up and you see him with one final move take 2 big hits because it has a very thick neck. And with 2 big hits, he's able to sever the head, and if you see it roll away slightly in the snow. Still, no blood.
Before we leave, I would like to cast Primeval Awareness.
Yeah? And what's that do?
So that senses aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead within 1 mile or 6 miles of favored terrain, which we are in. So within 6 miles. Are there any more of Big Boy here?
Nope. You don't feel like there's any other one of these in the immediate vicinity up to 6 miles. So you don't feel danger currently.
So I take a minute and just
Yeah. You
commune
kind of
with
reach
the
out.
trees?
Yeah, you kind of reach out. You picture yourself in the valley that you've been walking in, and you kind of picture a top-down view as you push out, pushing your senses further and further out. You don't feel anything else kind of returning off that push, almost like a radar, where you sense you push it out, but you're waiting for something to return and nothing comes back.
I say, right? He's the only one. We're safe to go back.
I'm gonna. Do you want to bring him back with us?
Oh, I'm taking the head. I'm just gonna take the head back.
You don't want the rest?
Can we see enough from the head to make it clear?
Oh,
what
there's
he
like
is?
3 or 4 different faces that make up this head, and the skull doesn't really fit the right way.
I just pat you on what would probably be the leg, because I'm half your height, and be like, no, just leave it. It's fine.
Okay. I'll kick his foot a couple times in my boot and.
Does it have anything on him?
No, just tattered pants, and that's it.
If only I was Elvin. Those pants would have been coming with me.
Can we see anything where he came from, or has he just been standing in that spot?
You see a set of tracks pushing off. You can see where he was following the same tracks you were from the other direction.
Job here isn't done.
I'm gonna go over to the tree that she was in and tie a rope around it, and then tie a stake in the ground for the direction that the tracks are going. If
Okay.
we're leaving.
Being someone who grew up in a wilderness that wasn't always the same all the time, a wilderness that would both trick and deceive you at times, you've grown accustomed to leaving yourself markers that can't be changed, markers that you leave behind that are special to you, and you push off into the direction that you once came, already noticing that the wind and the snow are starting to take your prints as well too, and it's just as fast. It's just as good now that you pull back, because any further out here you'd have a hard time getting yourself back. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session for tonight, as you head back in the darkness towards the tavern, the safety of it. So, what'd you guys think?
That was good.
That's good.
I won't lie, I enjoyed that. That was very funny.
You enjoyed almost killing most of the party. That was good for you.
I was good.
Okay.
Whoa.
Okay. Again, the dice did it. It wasn't me.
It was all Brandon's fault, because if he didn't run out of the inn, we wouldn't have been in that mess.
I'm just saying, Lathander provided us an undead kill this evening. I think tonight is a good night.
No, whatever weird thing.
Is that really up Lathander's alley, killing undead things?
100%. That's his only thing.
The pretty drawings are what kept me alive and killed it. So I'm gonna say
that there dark tree.
this is a win for your Bachelor of Arts degrees. Let's go.
Listen, I will 100% be writing that letter to your parents.
I was gonna say, remember that letter that you said you'd write?
Practical art.
I'm not sure if I can write, but she can write.
That is the most practical
So-
art Neve has ever seen.
I'll sign the letter. I'll endorse it. Lathander, seal.
Jeez. All right. Well, thanks everyone for watching tonight. We'll be back at you with another episode next week. And thanks for watching. See you guys.